for sure.
Okay. So what happened? Oh, so Orton and Christian will advance. Where did it go? There it is. And Joe was right at one point. Brock Rock was overshadowed by everything else on that card in 02. I mean, come on, that 02 card was stacked. So like everything else prior to that main event, the crowd was still hot for it, but at the same time, like they were starting to get worn out from like Angle Ray, HBK, and Triple H. You know,
there was no cooldown from
not at all.
Michaels and Triple H. They went right into that main event.
Right. That's still, I still think to this day that was odd placement, which like, but I mean, if you wanted to, if we would go back in time, I would put HBK and Triple H as the main event then.
I was just about to say that.
It had the better story.
I think Brock and Rock should have semi-mained and you close with Michaels and Triple H.
But I see they were trying to push Brock into superstardom at the time, so they had to give him the spotlight. So I understand. So Orton and Christian will advance. The next one we will go with Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero from SummerSlam 2004 against Test and Shane McMahon from 1999. Pat, take us away.
All right. I do find enjoyment in Shane matches, although I won't always agree them highly. And I thought this one was a fun story. The nice speech for what they were doing with Shane stepping up and trying to protect his sister, but being a complete douche because Tess was actually a really good dude. But yeah, there's no way I don't think he could beat Angle and Eddie, even on its most tepid day. Eddie and Angle was just maybe not necessarily the best match because I do like their WrestleMania match better.
Yes.
But I do think that was the stronger of the two matches.
I mean, it gave Angle his win back, so yeah. I mean, I would. Okay, so Angle and Eddie for Pat. Joe.
I'm actually going down the other route. Well, I do agree. I'm not going to say the same stuff because I agree with what Pat said, but I like to test the Shane a little bit more, just with more expectation level.
Oh, okay, all right. Jace. Okay, good.
Yeah, just because Shane was such good street fights in his prime days. But
I mean, yeah.
To me, this would be my favorite test match. So, like
wow, your favorite test match?
Yeah, Test was actually playing stand-outs for me.
I mean, that is I could agree there.
Are very good, but I just expect great from Angle Eddie. I guess that's just what it is.
Okay.
All right, so we're 1-1. So Jason, you are the deciding factor.
I am going to say Test and Shane McMahon.
Wow.
Reasons why. I do agree. Angle and Eddie. WrestleMania is better. And to be quite honest, I think it's the only good match that they had in that 04 run. This was
you didn't like their Mania match?
No, I did like the Mania match.
Oh, okay.
But it was the only one.
Oh, okay.
The SummerSlam match is okay, and then they go on a few weeks later and have that horrible lumberjack match that led to them having a fight backstage.
Jesus, I completely forgot about that.
Yes.
Big Show returns.
Yes, well, Big Show shows up and kills everybody. Yes.
Yeah, not one.
Yes.
Jesus.
That's a total 911 spot. Yes, you are correct. And Test and Shane, it is the best test match he's ever had.
Yeah.
It's the first Shane McMahon great performance on a pay-per-view. It starts to build up for what we would see from Shane in the coming years. And yeah, it's one of those things that why it's such a remembered thing, because you come out of that show, it's like, oh my God, we got our next big young star.
Yes.
And Test, and it doesn't happen. Like it's an interesting match to watch back in hindsight, because you come out of that match with the crowd reaction and what they did with the story. It's like they got a new top flight babyface in Test, and they did continue that for the next few months. But then, You got that hammer from old Hunter, the Wrath of Hunter.
The Wrath of Hunter. So Test and Shane.
And also, Vince Russo leaves the company too. So
Yeah, that definitely did not help Test at all, because that whole angle with Test and Stephanie, like it's limping into that wedding by the time after Russo leaves, for sure.
Okay, so Test and Shane will surprisingly advance. I had Angle and Eddie going over. Okay, so Test and Shane will advance. Spoiler alert, Brock and Rock was actually in the final 8 from the first time we did this. Wow. So it's very different as to the minds played out here, because okay, so Test and Shane I don't even think was in the last bracket. All right, so Test and Shane will advance. The next one, Jason, you will take this.
Okay.
Arguably, I think one of the greatest opening matches of all time, Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio from 2002 against Demolition and the Hart Foundation from 1990.
Okay, so this is an interesting one. Because I actually just watched the video of the 10 greatest SummerSlam opening matches of all time by the fine folks over at Parts Unknown over on
Yes.
YouTube. Love that channel.
Yes.
They had Angle and Ray number 1. I will go with it. I will make sure I will have the dissenting case though as well. Demolition and the Hart Foundation is, in terms of on pay-per-view, it's the signature Hart Foundation match. Because it's the match where they're as baby faces win the titles, and they have their long-standing run as babyface champions before they lose the belts, and then Brett goes into being a singles competitor.
Yes,
it's a very good match on what is a kind of a slept-on SummerSlam.
1990, yeah.
SummerSlam is very slept on. It has, everybody goes back and like, okay, well, where's the start of the Attitude Era? Where's the start of this? Where's the start of that? Yeah, I remember back in even, as they're tailing out of the golden age and going into the new generation, they tried some edgy stuff in 1990, 1991, 1992.
They did.
That wasn't meant for kids whatsoever. And in that 1991, you have such things as, Hulk Hogan slamming an earthquake through the announce table.
Yes.
You have, Rick Rude bleeding in the cage match with Warrior. You have Jake Roberts just outright flipping off Bad News Brown in their match. Like, they do some edgy stuff. Before its time and before everybody thinks that, this is when the WWF started becoming edgy. No, they were, dabbling in the waters at different points throughout the 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, Demolition Hart Foundation, I thought it was a very good match, but it doesn't hold a candle to Angle and Rey Mysterio.
No.
It's 9 minutes. It's Rey Mysterio saying, here, guys, I'm going to be here for the next 2 decades plus.
Yeah.
And it's really one of the first big Kurt Angle matches that shows the serious side coming out of, when he lost the hair, and, losing the hair is what really tapped into the wrestling machine that we would see for the next decade and a half.
There's also the beginning of Perk Angle, if you don't mind.
Give it
not the beginning, but like we were breaking into Perk Angle, and like, holy shit,
he maybe was taking 2. Okay,
yeah, two before 60, but yeah. But yeah, this, oh my god, Angle Ray, fast paced. Come on, like Angle even kept up to Ray's speed the whole entire time. Sorry, I'm getting carried away.
It's also the beginnings of the SmackDown sets.
Yes. So I'm assuming Joe and Pat, you're also going with Angle Ray.
Yeah.
I was going to have it go long and drawn out and saying that the Hart Foundation and Demolition are probably 2 of my favorite tag teams from that era. And this is probably both of their best matches from that era.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ray and Angle,
come on,
in my mind, I'm just like, yep, that's an awesome match.
Yes.
Yep.
Demolition by far, because and this is speaking with green as goose shit, Brian Adams.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
That's on his way out.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Angle and Ray advance. The next one, we have a pair of women's matches. Sasha and Asuka from 2020, the COVID SummerSlam, against Becky and Natalia from 2019, Joe.
Okay. Becky and Natalia, I thought it was a good match. Obviously, both women can work.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't into it going into it just because, I mean, as much as I like Natty in the ring, it's hard to take her seriously as a contender nowadays. I mean, I like her, but
nowadays, that's
You can always expect a good match, but not always interested in it.
and I thought this was a good match.
Yeah.
With that being said, and this could be biased also too, Sasha's arguably my favorite women's wrestler of all time.
Fair.
And Asuka's not that far behind. For the 13, 15 minutes they had, I thought they had a really good match on that SummerSlam. Not one of those following about SummerSlam because it's COVID. But
yes.
But I thought it was a really good match. So I'm going with Asuka and Sasha.
Okay.
Good work.
I'm going to put this into effect because this has been brought into effect a lot in the past episodes. The COVID era of the WWE, is that going to play into effect? Knowing that there was no crowd and it was literally just Thunderdome.
It does
to
for
screens.
Me. It does for me.
Believe me, I understand completely if it does for people, yeah. It just takes them just because I enjoyed the match more.
Okay, so Sasha Asuka has won.
There's definitely some rarities in the COVID era of matches that are just great no matter what. But the majority, it does play into effect.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
So Joe votes for Sasha Asuka. Pat, what do you got?
Well, I'll agree with both of you that the COVID era sometimes is hit or miss.
Yes.
And it can often get affected by great matches can often be forgotten because there's not a crowd there or screens or PC trainees just waving their arms up and down celebrating for like 2 hours.
That's true. That was very cringe.
Here, guys, they're paying us to act happy.
On the plexiglass thing.
In unison.
Yeah.
See a lot of names that we know out there.
That's the hilarious thing to go back now and look at the people that are in that crowd.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a great match can get lost in there and be forgotten. For example, I'll just shout this match out. AJ and Bryan happened on SmackDown.
The title vacation. Yeah.
I even really like the so-called greatest match ever, wrestling match ever.
Oh.
Yeah.
At least it was better than a WrestleMania match. Okay.
I like the match on its own.
Yes.
I'm taking all the hype out of it, but I like the match on its own. But it's going to be forgotten because there's no crowd. But with that being said, and I do like when I watched it, I do like Natalia and Becky a lot more than I thought I would.
Okay.
But Sasha and Asuka, I thought was just a stronger match. I thought their wrestling was stronger. They had more of a story going into it, other than Natalia being other than it being really time for Natalia to get a title shot.
Because they were in Toronto.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
There was a stronger story going into it, and I thought there was a stronger set of matches as well going into it as well.
Fair. So Sasha and Asuka will advance. Jason, I'm assuming you will agree.
I was going to go Becky and Natalia, even though Asuka and Sasha is going to move on.
Yeah.
I did like the match a lot. It's one of those things that everybody's in agreement. Like Natty has good matches. She's a good worker, but you don't buy into her a lot as a character. It's hard to take her seriously. Not the majority of her career. But I will. The thing is, and this is one of the examples, and even recently, as we saw, when she is motivated and she has something that she can sink her teeth into, she puts on great matches. This is one of them.
I love her match with Rhea a few weeks ago.
That's exactly what I was bringing up. Like, she had a point to prove. She was motivated, and they put on a fantastic match.
Like, when Natty's not trying to, I guess, diminish her character, she can prove that she can work in the ring.
Yes.
Something I always say on our podcast, when Natty's not playing a character, I think she's good.
Yeah, of course.
Well, she's a heart. So.
Yeah,
I mean, Natty shows she's a true vet. Like, she can work a match if she wanted to, but given the circumstance, most of the time she's used as a joke, or she's just
or she
There
takes
to-
herself way too seriously.
Exactly. So
It's one or the other dichotomy, but this here was very well done.
Okay.
So that's why I'll go with that one. And again, the work in Asuka and Sasha was good.
Yeah.
But again, to me, the COVID aspect of it hurts in my
Yeah, completely understand.
I mean, we'll see if that plays into effect later on. So Sasha and Asuka will advance. Oh God, Jason, here you go. The next one, HBK and Vader from '96 against HBK and Reza Ramon from 1995.
Okay. So obviously, people notice the Vader matches for move, kick, Sean throwing a tantrum. I'm the biggest Shawn Michaels fan in the world, but even I'm just like, dude, there was absolutely no reason to do that. Absolutely no reason. And that just killed Vader's entire way of being able to win the championship from Michaels as he was originally slated to do at that Survivor Series in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
It was not Sid, everybody. It was Vader.
Vader.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we got Sid.
Yeah, and just that one, butterfly effect moment, did it end. The match, I actually like that match, even with the multiple finishes and restarts.
Okay.
They would try it again later on in SummerSlam War with John Cena and Randy Orton, and I liked it when they did that one too.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't like that whole aspect, but I think when it's done right, it works.
Yeah.
But to me, it's obvious. It's the second ladder match, which I think I've said this previously on this show. If not, I'm going to repeat myself.
I think you said it's overrated, didn't you?
No, I have been on the opinion that this ladder match is the better of the two Michaels and Razor Ramon ladder matches. There's more usage of the ladder.
Yeah, I get mixed up. You say HBK and Brett is overrated.
Oh, yes, yeah. Don't even start on that.
Yeah.
Let's not rip off that Band-Aid here, because then we'll be here forever.
So HBK and Ramon, this was the better ladder match between the two.
Yes, I think everybody remembers the WrestleMania one more because one is WrestleMania, 2, it's the first one.
You had the moment, yeah.
But in terms of a better match, I think this is the better match of the two. And the thing that people don't realize about this one is this was on 6 days' notice.
It was.
This was 6 days' notice. This was originally supposed to be HBK and Psycho Sid. It was not supposed to be a ladder match now. They added the ladder match at the last minute. Because God forbid we throw, we try and make Psycho Sid climb up anything. See Sin 2001. But yeah, it's such a good match. All the different things they do. The only thing that might hurt it and give some, allow for that dissenting view for HBK and Vader is the end. Because Michael spends 2 minutes trying to tear down that belt that will just not tear down and fit, which that one was a rightful temper tantrum by Shawn Michaels. The next year, not so much, but I will go with Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon.
Fair. Okay. So Joe and Pat, take it away.
Yes.
Fight it out.
Yeah, this is like around the time I started watching wrestling, or at least my first memories in wrestling are. That actually does start with the Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon second ladder match.
Okay.
At least that's my earliest memory. And I won't necessarily go as far as to say that it's the better of the two, as I think the WrestleMania 10 ladder match is stronger. But it's almost a different debate for a different day.
Yes.
Fair enough.
But one thing will say that I do think it's stronger than Shawn Michaels and Razor. It's sort of it is the two stories of the Shawn Michaels pissy fits. Because I remember beginning, he throws a little temper tantrum because they didn't hang up the belt right.
Yeah. Oh yes.
They didn't have the main plate facing forward or facing down. They just had that hanging by the wire they're using. And he threw his fit and literally fixed the belt himself, and then told the guy to throw it up. And I think, and to me, I think Vader and Shawn, it does get affected by the multiple finishes, at least for me. Where like I could have gotten like 1 or 2 restarts, as this was a wild fight, but I think they did it once a little too much. Yeah, I think that's more or less where I stand. The ladder match to me is better, and Vader and Shawn gets hurt by the multiple restarts.
So that's 2 for HBK and Ramon. Joe, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm both. Yeah.
All right, fair. That saves a.
One more fun fact about that Michaels Vader match. It's one of the few Shawn Michaels matches that he wins without the super kick.
Right.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Vader goes for the moonsault. He misses. Michaels hits one of his own. Gets the win.
Yeah.
I forgot he won with a fucking moonsault.
Moonsault.
Moonsault. Anyway, HBK and Ramon will advance. The next one, Pat. I know where you're going with this. Roman Reigns and John Cena from 2021 against Undertaker and Edge from 2008.
Okay.
It's on your shirt. I know where you're going with.
You saw clearly.
I'll add some minutes to this though. Before last night, I didn't remember liking Cena and Roman that much.
Oh,
But after I watched it again, I actually really did like it a lot. And thought it was a very strong main event. It's probably the best Cena's done since he was a full-time star, I would say.
since before taking his whole part-time leave. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe even a little bit before that.
Oh, okay.
Stuff, I would say.
Since the AJ stuff, yeah.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, you're correct here. The Hell in a Cell with Edge and Taker is fantastic.
Yes.
I will say it's the best of the PC Hell in a Cells. The PG, sorry.
PC. Wrong era. We talked about COVID enough. So yes, the PG era. Okay.
It's not going to be your overly violent Hell in a Cell.
No.
But what did maybe almost as much as any Hell in a Cell is there was a very good finality to the very underrated Edge and Undertaker feud from that summer.
Yes.
Pretty much Taker drug Edge through everything that he put him through.
Mm-hmm.
Camera shots, throwing him off of a ladder through the tables. Yeah, it could resemble more of your modern day Falls Count Anywhere, no holds barred.
Yeah.
Match that just happens to be inside of the cell.
Yeah.
But I thought that where it can lead to that, but there's also more of a finality to this.
Yeah.
To make actually a great Hell in a Cell match.
Like it had a better ending to the story than it did with Reigns and Cena. Okay. Yeah. So Joe?
I'm also going to take her Edge Cell because that is actually, I love the WrestleMania match, but that's actually my favorite Undertaker Edge match.
Wow. Okay.
So, and he knows that. I think he disagrees with me on that. I know that.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, they've also had their TLC match too. So.
Their TLC match.
So that's
really
excellent.
Great, yeah.
The TLC match is most on the ring in 3. But Taker Edge for me. Roman Cena's more of a one-off, pretty much. And Taker Edge was a great match with a finale to the story.
Okay.
And if it wasn't for Shawn, Jericho was the best feud of 2008. So there's that too.
That is fair. Fair. Jason?
So this is another one, much like Rock and Brock, where you see we're going from one era to another. So this is really where you really start going from the end of the Ruthless Aggression into the PG era.
Yeah.
After the Cell match, in the month prior with what they did with Michaels and Jericho with the blood and all this and that.
Yeah.
After these times when they really start scaling everything back.
Yeah.
And yes, there's no blood in this Hell in a Cell match and nothing like that, but it's a very violent match.
Yes. They did what they could.
It's a great culmination to the rivalry. I love the fact when the spear through the cell wall, where everybody's like, okay, well, they opened up the cell. They're clearly going to go up it.
They didn't.
They did nice tease of that.
Yes.
Roman and Cena, I'm not a fan of that match. It's okay. I'm not a fan of it that much.
To be fair, the whole feud is based off the count of 3.
Yeah,
If you wanna
it
think
was
about
it was not a good build.
No.
It was just the fact that hey, John Cena's here. He's wrestling Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
It also screwed over Balor as well too.
Yes,
It did screw over Balor because Balor.
And then
Like,
Balor got
yeah.
screwed 6 ways from Sunday with that finish the next month. But we won't get into that.
Yeah.
But it was, and quite frankly, John Cena was just a transition to get into the next year, which is Roman and Brock.
Yeah. And
that's why I really feel about that. Like that,
he was literally just a stepping stone. Like Roman was just gonna take this step, and then in comes Brock to feud for the next 5-6 months. Like
exactly, yeah. That's how I feel about that. So I think it's unanimously Undertaker and Edge.
I mean,
and also Edge got burned alive. So
I mean, granted, Cena was just there to do the job, like any true professional would. And
I liked this Cena Roman match much better than their No Mercy match.
Yeah.
oh, without a doubt, yes.
Yeah, because that No Mercy is just finish your spam.
Right, yeah.
At least this one actually had
Exactly.
stuff to
Like
it.
Cena was focused on the count of 3 and was playing mind games with Roman during the match, which I liked. However, if we want to talk about overall build to it, the No Mercy build was better than the SummerSlam build.
Yes.
If you want to think about that.
The No Mercy build was just so random.
It was. Like that was a match you should have saved for a Survivor Series or a la WrestleMania. Like
we were at the Royal in Brooklyn after that SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were teasing 2 completely separate feuds.
Exactly.
And then Miz got involved.
And Samoa
too.
Joe.
Yeah. Miz, Samoa Joe.
They were teasing Roman and Miz, and they were teasing Cena and Joe, and then the next week it's, oh, by the way, Roman and Cena are going to fight. Like, what?
Yeah.
I was actually excited for Cena and Joe.
Yeah.
That
was a dream match. That never happened.
Which they never did.
And then next week now.
That was a random thing. Like the fact that it was on a No Mercy was still random to me.
Right.
Like you put that dream match on a B-level pay-per-view.
And then you main event, No Mercy.
Yeah.
They
did it.
Brock and Strowman. That went all of 10 minutes.
That was 2017, 2016, 2017.
Yes. That's known for Claudio's broken teeth.
Yeah.
I guess Moxley said that one,
Yeah.
God, that horrible Brock and Braun match. Jesus fucking Christ.
And hold on, Anthony, that's the good Brock and Braun match.
Jesus.
Remember Crown Jewel?
Remember the Rumble where Brock just punched him in the face? Yeah. I was there for that. But yeah, so Taker and Edge, clearly the better match of the two, so that will advance. Ooh. The next one, I'm going to give the pressure to Jason.
Oh, thanks.
Brett and Owen from 94 against Triple H and The Rock from 98. I'm sorry.
This is easy.
Really?
This is easy. It's Triple H and The Rock from Summerslam 1998.
Okay.
Other than the Iron Man match, it's the best Triple H and Rock match that they've had with each other.
You with that fucking Iron Man match, man. I'm tired of arguing over that.
Hey, man. The facts are the facts. Okay? And
Okay.
while I absolutely adore Brett and Owen from WrestleMania,
Brett and Owen.
I can't stand this match.
Oh, yeah.
It goes way too long. Like nearly 40 minutes. And
So
it's
this
not
is...
even- and it's just, hey, I do a move. I'm gonna run and go for the cage. Now you do a move. Now you go run for the cage. Like that's it. That's
Okay.
all this match is. There's no, blood feud, nothing like that. It's just who can climb out this cage first, and it really doesn't. It doesn't even make sense to brother versus brother. It's just that who's going to climb out the cage first. Now the points I will give them is what they did after.
Mhm.
With Anvil coming in, them double teaming Brett, them
Yes.
laying out Bulldog, and this was their reintroduction to bringing Bulldog back into the company
Yeah.
and doing that whole beatdown, and the other Hart brothers trying to climb into the cage and they can't do it, all
Right.
this and that. That was good. But give me that sense of brutality and drama and all that in this match. The other, 30 minutes prior that they did in the post match, and they didn't do it. And it also, and yes, I understand the match is bad. I get it. I understand. You killed off a lot of minutes to the Undertaker match.
Oh.
Not saying it would have done it any better. It probably would have been worse. But
Taker versus Faker Taker, yeah.
Yes.
You would
have had more tombstones. Okay?
More tombstones, bitches.
But yeah, I'm going to go Triple H and Rock. I love that match. I love the China interference. I love,
the finish with the powder. Yeah.
Yes. Everything. And, you just saw in both cases, these two are going to be your next two big guys in your company in this match.
Yes, that's true.
And it's a shining light on a average SummerSlam with a very disappointing main event that would soon follow.
Yes.
With Undertaker and Austin. Like, this is the high point of that show. So yeah, I'm going to go Triple H and Rock.
All right, Pat.
I do agree. Both matches. Well, I agree that both matches are all timers.
Yes.
But for me, I got to go Cage.
Okay.
I actually do like the length here and putting them inside the cage, because there actually was a brother versus brother thing where Owen kicked Brett's leg out of his leg.
His leg out of his leg.
And then build up through WrestleMania 10, which we mentioned opening matches earlier.
Yes.
That may actually be the greatest opening match of all time.
That's a debate. That's a debate.
It is.
Okay.
He's like, no, there ain't no damn debate.
Damn, all right. Fuck all you.
Yeah, I have to go with the Cage.
Okay.
Rock is great, and really, and almost underrated in a way because it's not always brought up, especially weird because of who's involved.
Right. Okay.
But I actually dug like the long, drawn out fighting cage match. If you want to talk about non-escape cages and people shouldn't escape, because the initial setup is that everyone's in one cage. Why are you trying to escape it?
Yeah.
But that's a story for a different day. But I thought Brett and Owen did an amazing job with what they had. So
okay,
cage match for me.
Brett and Owen gets a vote. Joe, you're the deciding factor.
When I was putting the list together, the 64 matches, after I watched it, I ordered them how I would like it, so it'd be easier the next time we did this. So, for me, and these were two that are like up on my top list.
Okay.
But probably because I did get into wrestle around this time, was I remember this match from when I was 3 years old. I am going Brett and Owen's cage.
Okay. Okay.
It's one of my favorite hours all time. I don't mind the length. The escape thing does get. I was thinking that a couple weeks ago when I watched the match.
It gets repetitive, yeah.
But I can't deny their hard work. But I also do love Triple H and Rock.
Okay.
But I just wish it was up against somebody else in the first round.
I know. I'm sorry. I hate doing these matchups, but like
Anthony with your placements again.
It's random. What do you want me to do? It's the science of the bracket.
But see, that's what I mean. I would love Brett and Owen a lot more if it wasn't so repetitive and you cut down some of that time. You could have done the same thing that you were trying to do in 20 to 25 minutes that you did in near 40.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
So based on not just the nostalgic effect, but overall match feel, Brett and Owen is going to advance over Triple H and The Rock, sadly. I had Triple H Rock going in like the final 8, but it's okay. Jason doesn't have a camera, but he's just like punching air at this moment. He's like, motherfuckers. He's like, I just fucking met y'all and I fucking hate y'all.
They're bringing logic to it, Anthony.
Exactly. We'll bring logic into it for once.
You're one of the only people that like this from the beginning.
Hey, I'm still a day one guy, so it's okay. So Brett and Owen advanced. The next one we will go to Joe. Triple H and Mankind from 1997. Again, I'm sorry, Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Mankind from 1997. Against Undertaker and Randy Orton from 2005.
All right. That's a tough one for me.
Ooh.
But I'm going with the cage match.
SummerSlam and their fucking cage matches.
Yeah, once again, it's funny. I liked this match a lot more back then. I still do like it. I think I might have overrated it like a few years ago when we did a review for it.
Okay.
Because at one point it was my favorite match on the show, but it wasn't anymore. But I still do like the match. Taker and Rock, I'll be honest, it was a good match. I mean, Taker and Orton, not Rock. Taker and Orton, it was a good match. I like the WrestleMania match and their Hell in a Cell more from that feud, though.
Okay.
So, and this one just kind of falls to the wayside to me. So I'm just going for a memorability factor here, Foley and Triple H.
Okay, because pretty much Orton was just getting his win back at this point. So
that's what this one was.
Yeah. Okay. Jason,
I'm definitely going with Triple H and Mankind as well.
Okay.
Funny enough, I referenced that list from earlier to hang Angle and Mysterio as the greatest opening match. This one did not even crack their top 10, and I was very shocked when they did it. Because I love this match.
Yeah.
With the transformation at the end from Mick Foley to Dude Love, that was more of a showcase of Mick Foley turning into Dude Love than even what they did when they had the reveal a few weeks prior.
Right.
It's one of the first great Triple H matches. Again, and he'll say to the, till he's blue in the face, he was made by Mick Foley, 100%.
Yes.
Both in 97 and then later on in 2000. But yeah, I really like this match. Undertaker and Orton, again, good match. But again, it's almost like Angle and Guerrero. I love the WrestleMania match, but that's about it.
Yeah.
The other matches they had were okay, but it became a little long in the tooth, especially once we get to the Hell in a Cell match.
It was a year-long feud, and
it was drawn out too long. It was too long.
They played the whole storyline where Undertaker disappeared for a couple months, and then
burned, and then he comes back, and then Josh Matthews is possessed, and and Bob Orton has a bunch of ketchup on his face and it's just random. Then he gets hepatitis, and Undertaker's worried about getting blood diseases, and fuck.
Yeah, so Triple H and Mankind, safe to say, will advance on this one.
And again, high point of a very average SummerSlam.
Totally forgot about fucking Josh Matthews.
Yeah, I know it doesn't matter, but I completely agree with both Joe and Jason.
Jason, okay, fair. So Triple H and Mankind advance. The next one, I will give it to Pat. Ultimate Warrior and Randy Savage from 92. Prepare yourself. They're going up against Edge and Seth Rollins from 2021.
Oh,
you know you want to pick it. It's on your shirt.
Yeah, I
know. Rude Edge.
I want you to know every Edge match is going. Every Edge match I'm going to say is you're going first automatically because.
Eventually, you're going to put me up against an Edge in an Edge match. I know that's coming. So.
Edge versus Edge. Pick one.
And you're also making me look like a biased fan here because I have to go with the Edge match.
Okay. Man, gee, I would have seen that one coming.
I don't blame you though. Edge and Seth was fucking fantastic.
It is a better match here.
Yes.
One of Warrior's best opponents is Macho Man, and I do like that match.
Yes.
I do like the WrestleMania match better though, as I probably could have done with less player perfect interferences there, and they didn't necessarily seem to have an end to that story.
Okay.
Where this was the first one of Edge and Seth, in which all of their matches were really freaking good.
Yes.
Ending in their Hell in a Cell, which may actually be one of the better Hell in a Cell matches in the last 10 years or so.
Fair.
Their Madison Square Garden match was also really freaking good.
Yes.
And this match set up everything for that.
Yeah.
And it was also a banger of a match. I'll say it probably could have started a little quicker paced, but the ending brought it back around perfectly.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Edge and Seth gets a vote. Joe, take it away.
Warrior and Monster Man, I like the storyline with Flair and Mr. Perfect trying to get one of them on their side.
Yeah.
I wish it didn't play into the match, though. Like, until afterwards.
Yes.
I wish it had like a good finish to the match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think Monster and Warrior have a solid chemistry here. But but pretty much for that reason alone, and Edge and Seth's my favorite match from that SummerSlam. From SummerSlam 2021. I'm done with Edge and Seth.
All right, so I don't even think Jason has to vote at this point.
No, Edge and Seth would have been my vote. The thing I'll say about Warrior and Savage, it's a very interesting match.
Okay.
Because it starts SummerSlam in general, that's the end of the golden era going into the new generation. It goes into a very dark time for that company because right after, a couple months after, yes, they put that bell on Brett, but they lose Warrior, they lose Bulldog. Savage is relegated back to commentary because they gave up on him.
Yeah.
You have literally a few days after this show is when Flair gets the belt back, but they have to redo that match twice because McMahon throws a fit about what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And it sours him on Flair, so Flair is just a placeholder.
Pretty much.
Also, the report going around at the time is they wanted Warrior to turn. They wanted Warrior to become a heel.
But he was so over with the fans that they couldn't do it.
And he also refused to because he didn't want to be a heel.
That's true.
But what it would have turned into is it would have been him as a heel. He would have had the championship, and it would have been a 9 instead of Brett and Yokozuna. It would have been Brett and Warrior. That was one of the early.
That would have been very interesting
because it would have been their way of passing the torch, from Warrior to Brett to really go into the new generation. I would love to see how that match was trying to be put together.
Brett and Yoko was sadly overshadowed.
Yes. Good luck with that one, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the match. I think it goes too long. Again, it's another thing with time. I think it goes too long. There's too much of the Flair stuff, especially by the end of that match, that really hurts it. Because they have the people into it, and I think it's from what they do in the ring, it's just as good as the WrestleMania match.
Yes.
It's just that the drama isn't there compared to the WrestleMania match. And I think it's hampered by what story they were trying to tell. But with Edge and Seth, they would go on to have better matches.
Yes.
I firmly agree about the Hell in a Cell being one of the best Hell in a Cell matches in the last 10 years. 100% on board with that assessment. It's the better match for sure. So I'll go with Edge and Seth.
So Edge and Seth will advance. It's safe to say that majority of these matches, it's going to come down to also comparing SummerSlam to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
To pretty much what was the better match. Yeah. And SummerSlam usually culminates all the feuds anyway. Like, for example, it didn't happen at Mania, but it started after Mania with Cody Brock.
Yeah.
And then you had, Roman and Brock was the opposite direction with SummerSlam culminated at WrestleMania. It's safe to say that it comes down to that factor being played as well.
Yes.
So Edge and Seth will advance. The next one, I will give it to Joe. We have the triple threat from 2000, which was Kurt Angle, concussed Kurt Angle, The Rock, and Triple H.
Okay.
Against CM Punk and John Cena from 2011.
Okay.
That whole mess.
Yeah, this is a strange one for me.
Okay.
Because I like both matches. The Rock, Triple H, and Kurt is a very good triple threat. Just watched this one the other day.
Yes.
So catch up. So it is a very good match. The Kurt concussion.
Carried that whole match with a concussion too. That was fucking phenomenal.
I know. My one point against the match, I really enjoyed the match, is the Rock kind of felt like third fiddle in the match, and he's the champ.
Yeah, he is the third wheel in his own, and he's the champion.
Yes.
Because of how hot the angle Triple H Stephanie Love triangle was.
Right, and that should went on longer, that whole story.
Yes.
Well, Hunter strikes again.
Right. So with that being said, and then Cena and Punk, not the match itself. Match is very good.
Mhm.
Stuff from be compared to the Money Back match happened a month before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think the work itself is very good. I'm giving it to Punk and Cena, but I don't want to talk about the aftermath. Yeah.
That's gonna come into effect. You know that.
I have a feeling, so I guess I'm being nice, throwing him a bone here. But I just don't like when the champ plays the third wheel in his own feud.
Fair.
So,
That's a definite fair call. Yeah.
yeah, but I have a feeling that Alberto Del Rio, Kevin Nash are going to come back and Punk and Cena.
Oh yeah, that's gonna haunt you.
So that's
So you're going Punk and Cena.
Punk and Cena, but I know they're not.
Okay. Pat. Pat's like, I'm gonna play that card, motherfucker.
I completely get it.
Big sexy baby.
Hey, that's my big homie.
My big homie. That's what Booker was saying.
Believe it or not, when I was younger, Kevin Nash was my favorite wrestler. So
Oh. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Thank God when I got older I got better taste. Okay, it's Diesel. Kevin Nash.
No, not Kevin Nash. Diesel's fine.
Diesel's fine. He eventually became Kane and had some other.
Oh, go ahead.
For me, I have to go for the triple threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, I knew it.
I think there are problems with both matches here. Rock is the third wheel in his feud, but it's The Rock. He's the most charismatic superstar of all time.
That's fair.
It's very rare for him to get overshadowed by a damn thing.
Yes.
Where for me, Cena and Punk, they had their perfect match the month before.
Yes.
And they tried to up the stakes by adding Triple H into there.
I gotta add myself in.
Yeah.
Need to be added in there that constantly as Triple H was the referee.
Yes.
And yeah, the aftermath doesn't necessarily help here. And again, you got their bigger match the month before at technically the smaller show, Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And I don't think you even get their second best match either.
The second best match happened, I think, the night after Chamber, didn't it?
Yeah, the roll match.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Punk did the pile driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go with the triple threat here, as I really did enjoy the drama at the time, and I do. For the large part of the match, you got Triple H and Rock, which was actually a very strong wrestling feud from that time period.
2000.
Fair. Right. So we have 1-1. Not to mention, like with Cena Punk, you also hold that undisputed title bullshit, which they really could have.
Really forgot about that. I was told about that. Yes.
They really could have struck while the iron was hot and given us Punk and Ray at the time.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Like, I feel like that would have overall been a fresher feud. It would have been a better. Like, granted, they feuded already in the beginning of the year, but like, still, it would have closed out finally that feud with Punk and Ray for the title, and then you would start the Del Rio fiasco. But like, you had to give it to Cena. I get it.
Cena wins.
Yeah, and then like Jason says, the Hunter thing, like he had to insert himself, and then the awkward Triple H Punk feud afterwards. Yeah.
And TLC that year, we did get Triple H and Nash.
Sledgehammer on a pole.
Right.
On a ladder. Fuck.
Which I was told that it was a good match, which I don't know
it's
where.
Not bad. It's not bad.
It's not. I mean, yeah, you don't see Kevin Nash buckle every 5 seconds, but yeah, it's.
I guess we have expectations that low.
Yeah.
I will say Triple H and Kevin Nash's Hell in a Cell is actually more entertaining than you would think it is.
For 03.
We have talked about that. Yes, it was actually not a bad match, but it was overshadowed by Mick Foley being the ref.
Right. While they were showering, they just eliminated Punk and Cena.
Okay, so we have one. Just eliminate Punk and Cena.
He's like, I'm changing my vote. I give up.
Joe's like, fuck this. I forget now.
Well, I was going to vote. Well, I'll save you the pain, Joe. I was going to vote the triple threat match anyway.
Fair enough.
There you go.
Again, Punk. It's very simple. This match shouldn't have happened.
It shouldn't.
They should have stretched out Punk being away, showing up at random places,
Yes.
with the championship, all this and that. This Punk Cena match, I'm sorry, should have been at least Survivor Series, if not the Royal Rumble.
Exactly.
But no, we have to start building towards Dwayne. The once in a lifetime that became twice in a lifetime.
Instead of like doing that, I feel like because Cena did have a horrible 2012. Like he that was probably his worst year, arguably.
It was no good, very bad, very horrible 2012. Yes.
Right. And I feel like with Punk winning the title at Money in the Bank, I feel like you should have focused on Cena then to build for Dwayne. Instead, you kept giving him L after L after L, and then another big L to Dwayne, and it's like, what the fuck did we do this whole time? Like, you made Cena look horrible towards the end.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Super Cena comes back in 2013, and it's like nothing ever happened. Mind you, this man lost to fucking John Laurinaitis. Like,
well, it all started when he lost the. Oh, wait. Whoops.
Anyway.
Brock didn't get his win back for 2 years.
Yeah. Where he fucking demolished him.
I feel we'll get into that. I'm sure.
Triple threat will advance. The next one, I will give it to Jason. We have Austin and Angle from 2001, which I believe is better than their Unforgiven match. Now looking back at it, that's just me. But we'll go Austin Angle 2001 against another COVID match, Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton from 2020.
Okay, so while I do like the McIntyre-Orton match, I like the story of the Legends coming back and getting the revenge at multiple points on Orton throughout the match. I'm going to go Austin and Angle.
Austin Angle, yep.
Because to me, it's the last great Steve Austin match. Because I don't like, number one, I don't like the Rock match at all, the 19-1. I think it's much like the Roman Cena, which we mentioned from No Mercy, which is it just finished the span. Finish the span, finish the span, finish the span.
It was just a way to give The Rock his win finally.
Yeah, exactly. And well, it was also that Austin really couldn't do that much. He couldn't do that much.
He was hurt.
Yeah. Whereas here he was still game, and he got the thing that angers me about this match is he got Angle so over as a babyface.
Yes.
To build to the Unforgiven thing, and then just say, hey, a month and a half later, Kurt's a heel again. Like
not even a month and a half. It was like 2 weeks later, Angle drops the title back to Austin, and it's like,
and then a month later, he just joins the alliance. Like,
yeah,
what do we do any of that to build Kurt for? Like, to just throw it all away,
and not even that. And then Angle goes back to being a babyface at Survivor Series, and it's like
for a day, and then he's back to being a heel.
Like what?
It's like it just made no sense. But yeah, the match itself is very good, even with all the 3 or 4 ref bumps and all that. But the ref bumps honestly enhanced the match.
Yes.
Where Austin tried everything in his power to beat Angle, and nothing was working, so he had to get out of there.
And I feel like
hold on to his title. This is Psycho Austin.
I was gonna say, I feel like the vindictiveness of Austin, like beating the fuck out of Angle, even after the match, like it was just that was the moment where you had Kurt Angle as your guy. That was the moment where you, besides The Rock, you could have had Kurt Angle be the star of that whole alliance feud.
Yeah.
But you said, they dropped the ball after Unforgiven. And looking back at it, like I said, I
dropped the ball with.
Exactly. Like I thoroughly enjoyed SummerSlam a little bit more now over Unforgiven looking back at it. Because Unforgiven, I feel like that was just
it's about the moment. It's about the moment
it was just 9/11 just happened like prior to that. And then it was in Pittsburgh. You had to give Angle his win in his hometown. To me, I'm sorry to say this, I feel like that was a pity win.
They've gone on record and said that the finish got changed.
Exactly.
Austin was supposed to win. And
then
there's no way we can't have Kurt win after just
Yeah, this shit happened, and then I did like the angle where, no pun intended, I did like the angle where Austin held the ring apron and tapped, and like he went off by saying, "I didn't tap, I had the rope, I was outside the ring, yada yada." That was cool. But the SummerSlam match, I'm getting carried away. I just want to talk, but yeah, the SummerSlam match, I feel like was better than Unforgiven. But go ahead.
It also should have closed that show because Rock and Booker T should have not closed that show.
I mean, it was star power.
It was about the Rock coming. It was the Rock's first pay. That was what they were building as. It's the Rock's return to pay per view, all this and that.
Yeah,
but Austin Angle 100% gets my vote.
Joe,
no argument on my end.
Austin Angle.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter, but yeah, no arguments for me either.
I mean, Drew Norton was not a bad match. I mean,
no, it wasn't.
But,
to be fair, I don't think it should have never ended on a roll up. Looking back at it, like I feel like Drew should have won clean with like the Claymore or maybe just a Future Shock. But like, I don't know. It threw me off when I feel like the very end of that match was rushed.
Yeah, it was.
With McIntyre getting the roll up on Orton, and then they had the build for that horrible main event with Bray and Braun.
Oh.
But it was only set for Roman to come back, which I understand.
That's the only reason why I was there.
Yeah.
Fair. All right, so
swap match the month before.
Oh god, that iconic swamp match. Oh, Jason, book that to H2O. Make it happen.
Oh Jesus!
Fight in the Delaware River match. Oh god, you'll walk out with an extra limb. Anyway. Austin and Angle will advance. Oh my god! I'm sorry to all of you. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm gonna put you through the pain first.
Oh, thanks.
CM Punk and Brock Lesnar from 2013 against Triple H and Shawn Michaels from 2002.
Anthony, what's wrong with you? What is wrong?
I'm not even sure I can come up with a decision by the time.
What is wrong with you?
I hear, and this is the thing, I hear like Brian in my head. What the fuck? Like, I'm sorry. It's the science of the bracket. I had to. The science of the bracket.
That's called the science of trying to make people choose between their favorite children.
I'm sorry.
No, you are totally not. Because now we got video and we can see your reactions that you are totally, sir, not sorry.
Fight it out, bitches.
Why? You want me to fight out with them? I can't even fight with myself.
I mean,
I'm gonna say these are two of my old-timer SummerSlam matches, so there's that.
It's on everybody's list, arguably. So yeah.
Top 10. You're insane.
The two greatest they represented two great SummerSlams of all time too, arguably.
Yeah.
Arguably, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, 2002 definitely, but I think 2013 is one of the very recent ones, definitely.
Yes, it is.
Especially the 2010 era of SummerSlams.
Mm-hmm.
SummerSlam Triple H first. I love the match. Love the storyline. By far my favorite Shawn Michaels Triple H. Match. I know some people complain about the ending because it was just a roll, but I actually like the roll because Shawn wasn't back full time. The desperation worked.
Right.
And the post action tackle that works. On the other side, I do love Brock and Punk too.
Yes.
Especially.
You can't decide. You can't.
You see me thinking.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
I was preparing both of these to go straight through.
Yeah, I was
be honest.
Had something like this till like an hour later.
Now, mind you, fun fact: when we first did this bracket, Triple H and Shawn Michaels won the greatest SummerSlam match of all time.
Oh, great! More pressure on me.
I'm just letting you know. Punk and Brock, I don't even think made it out to the Sweet 16.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My face.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because I don't think he's making it out in the first round. I have a feeling. I'm going. I did. The watch it back, I did enjoy Brock and Punk just a little bit more.
Okay.
I really, Because back then, I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was because I could see them just having Brock run through Punk. And they did. And they told a great underdog story.
They did.
Yeah. And I think it goes under the wayside a little bit, especially because Punk, WWE's relationship and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Brock Punk. Goodbye. This is another where I can say goodbye to my pick.
Okay, so Punk and Brock gets a pick. Pat, I will let you simmer it. Jason.
My Pavos today.
Pat's gonna simmer this. Jason, you try to convince us here. What do we got?
So what? I was out of that for a minute. What did
Joe
Pat do?
Joe picked Punk and Brock.
You picked Punk and Brock. All right. Well, Pat, you're on to be the deciding vote because I'm going Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Punk Pavos today.
Have fun.
Oh,
I'm
Pat.
not giving any reason on this one. Just have fun.
Pat. Jason's like, I'm throwing you to the wolves. Have fun.
Just my man for this one.
Jason's like, if anyone's getting internet heat, it's Pat. Let's go.
I'm gonna say fuck you to Anthony for this one.
I mean, that's the right way. I mean, that's the right thing to do.
That's all we need.
It's a heel move, motherfucker.
I'm the more that one.
Both matches are all-timers. They're both... I don't have a definite top 10 in my head, but they're both at least there. They may even both be top 5. Maybe even top 3.
Yes.
But I think where Shawn and Triple H benefit from being older and me being younger, where the nostalgic factor plays into that. I was older when I saw Punk and Brock. It's fantastic. It's damn near perfect. But I just have
you have a more emotional connection to HBK and Triple H.
That I think I could shove aside.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going HBK Triple H?
Yeah.
Okay, fair. I mean, because if you think about it, to both these matches, they both had incredible builds. They both told the story going in and out of it. As far as the aftermath, though,
both of them were pretty shaky.
Yeah, because HBK went away. Triple H ends up being the world champion right after.
Yeah.
And not right after, but like a month later, he gets given the title. Punk and Brock goes away. Punk feuds with Ryback and Heyman.
And Curtis Axel.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we want to go by, I think better story, it has to be Triple H and Shawn Michaels. So that will advance. I'm sorry, Joe, you had to go through that. No, I'm not.
Yeah. Well, I at least respect that you thought I'm the one that can handle it. So
Okay. I'm proud of you. So
I literally had to go with the match that I grew up with.
Pat was like, "Oh, nostalgia. Let's do it."
Yeah.
Punk's getting pity votes from me today.
Pat's like, nostalgia always wins. Let's do it. All right, so HBK and Triple H will advance. Pat, this one's going to you.
It's going to be
Edge. Edge and Lance Storm from 2001 against Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit from 2000. Both very underrated, in my opinion.
Underrated. However, son of a bitch.
Do it.
I expect more out of a Jericho Benoit match. I thought the wrestling was really good there.
Yeah.
But they were. I'll say it's more. We did this review recently for this match.
We just did this past Friday.
And to me, it's a really good match.
Yes.
Top 3 on that card. But I've seen better Benoit Jericho matches.
Correct.
I got more excited watching Benoit Jericho matches.
Yes.
Edge and Lance Storm to me is way more affected by the underratedness of it.
Okay.
I thought that wrestling is very solid here.
Yes.
I've seen like a minimum amount of Lance Storm matches, So this one usually is the match that pops in my head.
Right.
When Best Storm matches.
Mhm.
You also got the inklings of Edge and Christian splitting up there, which that probably also could have done better as many other things with the Alliance feud.
Yeah. Like, I feel like that was, like, dumped in the shadow there.
Yeah. As I think, like, within 2 months, they have a ladder match for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, I think I had No Mercy.
That feud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go with Edge and Lance Storm here.
Okay.
To me, I think it's the better match and I got more than I expected from it than compared to Jericho Benoit 2 out of 3 falls.
Because, mind you, I think Jericho and Benoit did the triple threat at Mania prior to that with Angle. And then they had a better match at Rumble the following year with the ladder match. But okay. I mean, plus Jericho and Benoit feuded out the whole year for the Intercontinental title. I mean, which was great for the title, but at the same time, it was just them two going at it for the full amount of year. So, okay.
The only time was like right before that was they were Benoit was feuding with The Rock.
Fully loaded.
And Jericho for Triple H.
Yeah.
They were testing the waters in the main event.
And Benoit was in the Fatal 4-Way main event after this.
Al Forgiven, right?
Yeah. And then they decided, let's just keep Benoit with Jericho for now.
Right, yeah.
Until Benoit got hurt, and then Jericho became a main event guy. And yeah. Okay, so 1 for Edge and Storm. Jason, if you're alive.
I am alive, yes.
Who are you going with?
This is one of those ones where why can't we just throw back in one of the ones we eliminated?
Oh, shit.
They're like Brock and Punk.
I don't disagree, to be honest.
Can't do that.
It's like, which not so great match compared to something we eliminated do I pick?
I mean, go ahead.
I'll go with Edge and Lance Storm.
Yeah,
it's Edge's. Other than the Canada Reign, it's like it's one of his first breakout moments.
Yeah.
It's not a well thought out match just because of, again, that time frame with the Alliance and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho and Benoit had way better matches than this one. It was a 2 out of 3 falls one. It just didn't really click.
Yeah.
It was just like, we just had Jericho, Triple H. We just had Benoit with The Rock. We're done with that. What do we do with them? Let's just throw them back together with each other.
For a one-off and then give Benoit a break again. Yeah.
And this was part of the short-lived Shane McMahon-led faction that went nowhere. Where it was
Main Street.
Benoit. It was Benoit. It was Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
It was Big Show in his 2-week vacation from OVW.
Yeah.
And it was and Angle was included a little bit in that also.
And then that's when Shane finally broke off, and yeah. I mean, and there was still a loose affiliation with Shane and Benoit until Benoit reforms the Radicals. Yes.
A couple months later. But yeah,
Edge and Storm
to me. I think the Benoit Jericho thing is just too convoluted. Or at least Edge and Storm, there's at least a reason into it, and it's a bridge to get to the split of Edge and Christian.
That's fair. I mean, I see where Pat's coming from, because with Edge and Storm, I feel like the Edge and Christian feud could have been saved.
It definitely could have. Yes,
I feel like that should have been WrestleMania 18.
That totally should have been WrestleMania 18. Yes.
Oh yes.
Like looking back at it now, like I feel like they pulled the trigger too fast on that.
Yeah.
Like
instead, we got a Hair Club for Men commercial and Christian smiling like a fucking creep.
Going to lose the DDP only to lose the hardcore title in the same night. Like it's
just like, what the hell is going?
So Edge and Storm will advance. Joe, I'm assuming you were also going Edge and Storm. Yeah. All right.
But again, my real vote is let's bring back one of these other matches.
Well, we'll see. Jason, you get this next one. The next one we have the Mega Powers and the Young Bucks. I mean, the Mega Bucks. From 1988.
Man, totally Andre the Giant was doing super kid parties. What are you talking about?
Yeah, with a beer bottle in his hand. The next one we had going up against Rey Mysterio and Dolph Ziggler from 2009.
This is easy. It's Rey Mysterio and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic match.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason why you're picking the Mega Powers and the Mega Bucks is because you were a young teenage boy in 1988 and
Oh, you got lust in your eyes, Hogan.
you grabbing that derriere of Miss Elizabeth. Because again, that was groundbreaking for that time because you never really saw that where you saw a female manager in skimpy clothing like that. That's what that show is known for. That's other than the Warrior winning in 30 seconds. That's what that show is known for. Is that thing at the end?
Yes, correct.
But in terms, the match is okay, but at this point, it's like Andre can barely move, and we're dying down DiBiase. We're moving him on to something else, and yes, we're obviously continuing Hogan and Savage, their story, but yeah. Mysterio and Dolph is a way better match. It's a fantastic match. Shows that Dolph can hang with anybody. It's his first of 4 times he opens up a SummerSlam challenging or defending the Intercontinental title because he's that good.
He's that damn good.
Not for the world title. No. Let's not. It's Cooler Jets here. It's not for the world title.
But for a mid-card belt, yeah, I trust Dolph.
Yes.
So I'm guessing you all agree Ray and Dolph is advancing. Okay. Yeah. Ray and Dolph will advance. The next one, I will take it to Joe.
Oh, yeah,
No, don't worry. I'm not going to hurt you. Jeff Hardy and RVD from 2001.
Okay.
Against John Cena and Batista from 2008.
Okay. Jeff and RVD from 2001. The ladder match. Oh, good ladder match.
Yes.
I love their invasion match more now. For the month before.
Okay.
And when I figured Jeff Hardy and RVD and ladders, I got a good match.
Yes, of course.
I didn't get but I also feel like I should come on here and talk about an all-time great ladder match, which that wasn't to me. And Batista Cena, and it was literally the battle of their class.
Literally the battle of the faces of the WWE.
Yeah, for that time. And when we got out of it was a very good match.
But unfortunately, Cena gets hurt.
I'm just going to say, Cena does get injured.
Yes.
And I remember being a little surprised at the finish at the time, too.
Yes, because I honestly thought Cena was going to go over, but I honestly feel like that was... they had to throw in an audible because Cena took that horrible bump.
I can see that. But now my one thing I guess is it felt out of nowhere. Imagine that Calvin doesn't belong. I'm not saying it doesn't belong in SummerSlam. And it obviously does. But the whole feud getting there, I could be wrong. Mike Allen was the GM.
Yes.
Oh, God, no.
Yes.
And they beat Legacy for the tag titles.
Yes.
Yeah, the partners that can't get along. Hey, they still beat the tag team champions.
Then Mike Gamble just comes out and makes the match. Or yeah,
I think their animosity started by an errant punch or something like that.
Yes.
They just punching each other.
Yeah, so I'm going with Batista Cena because of the match quality, and I do enjoy it more and remember it more.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say it was also a waste to just toss it out on the card too.
Okay.
At the same time.
Fair.
It could have a stronger build. Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm Batista Cena.
One for Cena, Batista. Pat, where are we going with?
I think there's problems with both matches here. And also for when I first watched them, I thought a lot better of them than I did in 2023 eyes. For me, it's a fun ladder match, but parts of it are sloppy in a way that you don't necessarily want from an RVD Jeff Hardy ladder match.
It felt rushed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. And Batista and Cena, I remember really, for some reason, I wasn't that much of a fan of Batista at that time period.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bigger fan of him now.
Yeah.
And I think the opposite happened, where I think highly of him now. So when I watch it in 2023, I don't necessarily think that match is as good as I thought it could be.
Okay.
for me, I going out of the better of the two, I probably would say Batista and Cena. Though.
Okay, fair.
I
Now,
thought
would
be solid there. There was less sloppiness, just maybe a little rush there, and
would this be a case of this match was better at WrestleMania?
Yeah. I would
Okay.
think so.
Okay,
Give it a
fair.
little build to WrestleMania, which they did 26.
And even if people think the match was better, because I think this match was actually longer.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
WrestleMania was like 12, 13 minutes. The story doing the WrestleMania helps a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, because
Batista's killing as a heel then.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. So, Jason, I'm assuming you're going the same thing.
Yes, I'm going to go Cena and Batista.
Okay.
I like their match. I do like the Mania match more, but I like this one. Hardy and RVD. For whatever reason, because this was not the only time they had a ladder match, they had another one later on Raw.
Yes.
When they were trying to unify all the championships. And I think mentioned it earlier. You would think Jeff Hardy RVD ladder match is going to be one of the greatest ladder matches of all time, and quite frankly, both ladder matches were disappointments.
Under-delivered, yeah.
They just under-delivered, and it wasn't necessary for even this match to be a ladder match.
Because it was for the hardcore title, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like there's no reason for
when
you already have the hardcore rules to throw a ladder in there. It didn't really make any sense. So I'm going to go Cena and Batista.
And if you wanted to think about it, you literally could have just did a rematch from Invasion.
Yeah, it's like you didn't have to do
a ladder match. Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're going to have a match. Hey, let's use a ladder. That's all you had to do.
That's true. Okay. So Cena and Batista will advance. The next one, I'm going to Pat. TLC 1, 2000, Edge, against Perfect and Brett from 91.
Again, why are we doing this? But yeah, let's move on. Edge and Lance Storm.
I mean, I could substitute it and put in Alicia Fox versus Melina. We could do that.
Yes, that would be.
Or Triple H versus Khali. We could do that.
Still better than Alicia and Melina.
I'm sorry, Pat. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
No, you're not. You're not only throwing edge matches at me. You're making me choose between matches of similar quality too.
Yeah. And Jason's like, damn, he took a hiatus, but he came back fucking pissed. Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta go TLC.
TLC. All right. Pressure on to. Let's give it to Jason.
TLC. Let's move on.
Jason, you got the pressure.
So this is a case where both matches I feel like are the lesser of the two matches that the matches that are paired up with each other, because I think TLC 2 is a better match than TLC 1.
Fair.
I think the Triangle Ladder match is a better match than this one.
Really?
Yes, from WrestleMania 16, yes.
Okay.
And in Perfect and Brett's case, I 1000% say that their King of the Ring match is better than this match.
Ooh. Okay.
I will go though with Perfect and Brett, because just know it's very much where the Shawn Michaels Steve Austin WrestleMania 14 match gets so shined up.
Yes.
Not necessarily about the match or the moment, it's the fact of how much was able to be done given the fact that one of the participants was so hurt going into the match. And in both cases with Michaels and Perfect, it's their back.
Yes.
And he's about to not wrestle for a year and a half because his back is so bad. Yeah. His back is torn to shreds. Yes, he has to go now to being a manager, or I'm sorry, the associate of Ric Flair later on. But yeah, he puts a good performance. It's Bret Hart's ascension into the singles ranks that, quite frankly should have happened 3 years prior, but they held off on it.
Yes.
And yet again, TLC 1 it's a very good match. It has the big moments, the big spots. Matt and Bubba going for the 4 tables and all stuff like that, and other crazy bumps. But they amped it up even more in TLC 2. Like this was even
They did.
It was just a place setter for what would be to come.
That is true.
I have to go with Perfect and Brett because the match is still very good in
Yes.
spite of what should have been major limitations on them that they were able to then rectify 2 years later.
Fair. So, Joe, the pressure's on you.
Well, I couldn't say Punk and Brock.
Who are we saving?
Jesus.
Yes, difficulty I had. I had no words. I just tweeted out TLC 1.
Yeah. Two matches that were up high on my list.
Yep.
I'm saving the TLC match.
Wow. So TLC 1 is advancing.
I do. Maybe I'm a sucker for them too, because the second, but like I just love the story that it seems like because when I listen to Busted Open and how Bully always thought the sword was the second ever given a sword.
Yep.
But yet, WrestleMania 16, SummerSlam 2000, and WrestleMania 17, they're the ones that you walk away talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what you got was 6 Bonafide Hall of Famers, talents, that was the deal. And Brett Perfect is an excellent match, and I hate that he put them together. But that's more of a problem with you than with them. So, but I'm going with the TLC.
TLC 1 advances. I'm sorry to everyone out there that thinks otherwise.
It's hard to debate. I couldn't even imagine it.
Blame the host.
I couldn't even bring out words.
Blame the host.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
Listen, blame the host in the comments. Not the people. Not the haters.
Pat bias got in the way again because Edge went to the second round yet again.
I know.
Yeah.
How is that random?
The next one, I will give you a spoiler. When we first said this match, this was actually out the first round. So Jason, Brett and Bulldog actually went out the first round. The first time we did this, going up against Angle and Brock from 2003.
Not going out the first round this time. I'm going Brian Bulldog, even though it's still the iconic phrase. 4 minutes in, Bulldog. Brian Bolt.
Bulldog had no idea what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, no.
Go watch back that what was it that backstage WWE thing in the pandemic, the first year of the pandemic, they do an entire watch along of SummerSlam '92.
Yes.
They have right on talking about that match in detail. Like, go watch that.
Brett, I'm fucked.
But yet, like Angle and Brock,
not their best match.
Yet again, much like Undertaker Orton and much like Angle and Guerrero.
Yeah,
WrestleMania is great, even in spite of Brock nearly killing himself. And everything else is not. And everything else is not as good. Again,
I feel like
it's not as good. And again, I'll still say it. The Iron Man match is not as good.
That's debatable, but yeah, okay. So you're going Brett Bulldog.
Wrestling on Iron Man matches.
So you're going Brett Bulldog.
Yes, I'm going Brett Bulldog. It's a fantastic match. Fantastic match. It's a fantastic crowd.
Brian Bulldog's not getting eliminated the first round this time. I'm going Brian Bulldog.
I don't think it's as great as everyone says it is. I do think it's a great match.
I'll get you help later on.
I'm like,
but I think it's better. But I definitely think it's better than Rock.
Okay. Fair enough. If I remember correctly, that Brett and Bulldog went out first round to Rock and Booker T.
There wasn't any logic. It was who am I a fan of?
Jason knows. Jason knows.
This is why this is a more logical podcast, boys and girls.
Yes. So Brett and Bulldog finally makes it to the second round. The next one, I'm going to give it to Pat. No, it's not Edge.
Oh, what? Damn.
It's John Cena and AJ Styles from 2016
Well, close enough.
against Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns from 2022. What?
Well,
How is this a hard decision?
somehow it is.
Well, it was Brock and Roman's second best match before.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. From what I've been hearing, it's better than Mania 31, so I have no clue.
I'll agree with you. I'll sign up on that one.
You know what? In terms of an enjoyment factor, I do agree with that. Yeah.
As far as match quality, I prefer Mania 31, but as far as like the entertainment aspect with the fucking tractor, yeah, I'm gonna go with this match.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Being that I was actually there for Cena and AJ, and I think that is actually one of the best matches I've seen in person.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with AJ and Cena here.
However, their Rumble match was better.
Very over this feud, just wanting it to be done.
Yeah.
And somehow they were able to bring me around and have that enjoyable, entertaining match.
Yes.
But AJ and Cena, I thought, put on a clinic here.
Fair. Okay. Cena Styles gets a vote. Joe.
Yeah, I love the Brock Roman Lesnar stated, but being there live for AJ Cena.
Okay.
The match itself stole the show.
Of course.
Being there in person too, other than the Universal title game booth, that match had the most crowd reaction of the night. I can tell you that. Like, I'm not sure how it came off on TV, but being there live, it was actually shocking to see AJ win in a sense, like just be seen clean. Like, but not maybe not him winning, because he was the one I was going to be around, but the fact that he being clean with the phenomenal forearm and he kicked out the Super AA.
I think he kicked out of 2 AAs, then Super
AA. Yeah. I'd just be sitting with 1 or 2 forearms. Like, it might have just been 1 at that point. Yeah.
This was this was another example of Cena putting over that guy.
Right. You could tell what Cena wants to put somebody over, and AJ Cena's just too good to eliminate.
Exactly.
So I'm going AJ as well.
And you know Cena was putting in work when you see him do moves that he's never done before.
Right. Either they don't come off pretty. He does them. He puts it
like a fucking Hurricane Rana or a springboard stunner. Like,
they might not.
Jesus.
They might not be cleanly done, but he puts in the effort.
He's putting in work, and I forget what was the main event of 2016.
Orton.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, and that was also the night with Ambrose and Ziggler, wasn't it?
Yes.
Holy shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And
where.
Which will we get to?
Yeah, that's terrible. But yeah, Cena and Styles, I believe, will advance. Jason, I'm assuming you were going to go the same route.
Cena and Styles, and what was the other one again?
Brock and Roman from last year.
I'm actually going to go Brock and Roman.
Okay, fair.
Brock and Roman, even though Cena and Styles obviously will move on, but I love Brock and Roman. I thought it was a great way to end their thing. Again, the fucking you have to.
To be fair, if I had this rehashed with the old cast, Brock and Roman probably would have made it to the Final Four.
Yes.
Well, here, I'll be honest with you. Brock and Roman last year, I love the match. It would be in like Edge and Lance Storm.
Edge and Lance Storm.
See again. What the hell?
I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? Anyway,
not have a 2 thing where both of them should move on compared to the ones that go on.
Hey. Edge and Storm was not a bad match. All right. Cena and Styles will advance. The next one, I'm giving it to Jason. The Ultimate Warrior and Rick Rude from 89 against DX and Legacy from 2009.
Warrior and Rude. Come on. DX and Legacy match is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't a fan of the program at all because I don't
Fair.
think it did anything to help Rhodes and DiBiase at all.
No.
Even when they won the month later, still don't think they did anything to help them.
Mhm.
Whereas Warrior Rude was the first one to really get Ultimate Warrior over, both in their WrestleMania match and especially this one because this is the first long-form Ultimate Warrior match. They go about 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's a very good match. It's a weird thing because you watching it back, you wish the commentary was a little better because it's weird that entire year of having Shivani on commentary. It's the one,
Yeah, that's
not Gorilla and Bobby or Gorilla and Jesse. It's Shivani and Jesse, so it's very weird.
It's Sting.
Yeah, and this is not Shivani. Like this is still Shivani being pretty good at commentary before
Now
he
he's just
before he just became a gimmick.
That's all he is.
That's just what he is. He's a gimmick.
Like I wouldn't classify Shivani as like a top 5 commentator.
And also there's a fucking Gonzo bomb. So that puts it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so you're going.
I don't think was supposed to be a Gonzo bomb.
I mean, to be fair, Warrior only had like a handful of good matches.
Yes.
And this is one.
And this is being one of them. So you're going Warrior and Rude. I'm assuming everybody's agreeing. Unless otherwise, Pat, you have that look in your eye.
No,
You have that.
I don't get you. I would go second to Lace too because I didn't have this one.
I'll give a shout out to DX and Legacy, but no, I don't think they're better.
Okay, so we're all going Warrior Rude.
Yes.
Fair. All right, the next one I'm going to go with Joe. The Fatal 4-Way from SummerSlam 2017, which was Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, and, of course, Roman Reigns, against the Women's Triple Threat from 2018, which was Becky, Carmella, and Charlotte.
Okay. The Fatal 4-Way.
I mean, to be fair, the Triple Threat does get praised. It's not like...
Hold on, I was getting into it. I'm not going default into it because Fatal 4-Way didn't love them. I was there live. I was there live from 16 to 18 for SummerSlam.
Mhm.
That and this is one of my other than AJ Cena, probably one of my favorite matches from those shows. Not counting Takeover, obviously, that was right too. But the match was like when you see a car crash, all around great atmosphere.
Mhm.
With a very lackluster SummerSlam.
Right.
This standout on that. Other than the Bar versus Dina Seth too, which was also really good.
Yes.
And the New Day and the Usos on the pre-show. Everything else sucked. It was great.
Yeah, that's true.
The Charlotte, Becky, Carmella. I guess for the woman, I guess it does get praised. I do see that a lot. And microcosm, the finish, remember, is the turn.
Yep. Which everybody thought was a heel turn, but it wasn't. It was...
Right.
Yeah.
What actually was is just that the crowd refused it.
Yeah,
Right.
because Charlotte.
The pop was there for that night.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest pop in
Yeah.
first SummerSlam that night, like overall. But and the match quality isn't bad. Like,
Yeah.
The good thing is that Charlotte and Becky work most of the match. Carmella's playing the coward, but I think if you just got Charlotte and Becky, this match is worth talking about.
Carmella was sleeping.
Yeah, let me put it like this: it's one of Carmella's better performances, I think. But she's also the Rebecca as Charlotte.
Yeah.
I'm down with the Fatal 4-Way.
I'm assuming Pat and Jason are in agreement. Fatal 4-Way to advance.
100%.
Yeah, it's hard to beat just like a 4-way kaiju match, really. It's Godzilla, Mothra, Mecha Godzilla, and like Megazord over there, just destroying Brooklyn. Yeah, it's hard to. Triple Threat's good, but it's not that good.
Okay, fair. So Fatal 4-Way will advance.
Thank you for giving me these.
No, it's okay. Jason will take this next one. We have Eddie and Ray from 2005, which made the final 2 from the first time we've done this, against Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair from 2016.
Where the fuck is Vicky? That alone moves it on.
Eddie and Ray.
Also, I'm sorry. While they had great matches on TV in 2016, both of their pay-per-view matches were not good.
So you're saying, wait, they had 3, didn't they? They had SummerSlam, Hell in a Cell, and
I guess
Roadblock with that Iron Woman match.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that one either. Now, yeah, I think all 3 of their matches on Raw, where they did the flip flop, were better than all their pay per view matches. So I will go Eddie and Ray.
Okay,
Eddie and Ray for sure, 100%.
Eddie and Ray.
Yeah, no argument.
Agreement.
I mean, Eddie and Ray's not my favorite Eddie and Ray match ever.
No.
Next to Charlotte and Sasha, who I do like. I gotta base Eddie and Ray.
That's the thing. Eddie and Ray, the ladder match was fantastic. It's just, I don't know. Like, I put this up there with the WrestleMania match. It's just another instance of which match was better. I mean, I also enjoyed their Judgment Day match too.
This is the least of those. It's better than the Bash. It's not better than Judgment Day or Mania.
I was just gonna say I like their Judgment Day match a lot.
I think my favorite out of the group for that feud is Mania.
Mania, okay.
But I'm still going to say Eddie and Ray here.
Because I like how over the top the feud is, but I don't like the feud, if that makes sense.
Fair. Let's just see if Eddie and Ray makes it to the final 2 this time. Like Jason said, Logic's running the show.
Well, unless it's up against an Edge match, then probably not.
Edge is not going to the finals, Pat. Go fuck yourself. So anyway, Jason. Oh yeah, I was gonna say you can have the next one, but it's okay. Pat will take the next one. It is not Edge, surprisingly. It'll be Randy Orton and Chris Benoit from 2004 against Undertaker and Brock Lesnar from 2015. Pick smart, motherfucker.
I could give you the middle finger.
Come on, you know which match was better. Don't even sugarcoat it.
I do like Brock and Taker. Their ending.
I was going to backhand him because I thought he was going to mention that ending.
But that ending.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the story of that SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Cena and Seth too, and Jon Stewart of all people running in.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't get there yet.
Yeah. More on that later.
That SummerSlam was just a fuck all.
I'll even say it like go as far as say I'm not a huge Benoit Orton match fan either. It's a good match, but I think, out of the 2, it did a lot more good going forward for both guys than Brock and Taker was at the end.
Be a man, shake my hand. So you're going Orton Benoit?
Yes.
See, I knew you were smart, Joe.
I think Orton Benoit is actually underratedly great match.
See, there you go.
But it is underrated, but it's better than Brock and Taker, which was just cool with a wacky ending.
Yeah.
But Orton Benoit.
Good, because I'm tired of the fucking Chris Benoit slander on this podcast. Jason?
I can separate what happened.
Because, again, folks, Logic, you know, it's a great concept.
Yes.
You separate what somebody does professionally to what you think of them personally.
Thank you.
We need to do this. Oh, wait, we can't because 2023 society is soft as fucking cottonelle tissue.
Thank you. Jesus Christ.
Line Orton, it's the better match. Undertaker and Brock is all about the laughing meme. That's literally it.
And plus, they had a better match the next month at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which totally made up from everything from Mania 30. Jesus fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But you can custom in the end. It's kind of easy to make up for it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So Orton and Benoit, Logic advances.
I mean, here's the thing. It didn't do good for Orton because, you know, the next day, old Hunter again. And then the next month in Unforgiven, we have the classic phrase that is created of being Orton.
Yeah. I mean, just imagine if Orton had a legit run with the title. Like just imagine if Triple H actually wanted to put him over. Yeah, right.
Here's the thing. The original idea was that was going to be what was going to happen.
But Orton got concussed, and
it was supposed to be Orton at WrestleMania 21 against Triple H, and then Batista just blew up and got hot. And they thought Orton wasn't getting over as a babyface, so they went the other way. Which in hindsight was the right call, but just at that time, it's like you just fucked this guy.
I mean, to be fair, I think that would have also been a shot. You could have had the Evolution triple threat right there.
You could have won ahead. Yes.
And if you wanted to be like funny about it, throw Flair in it for the fuck of it, for like a fatal four-way.
You really could have.
But the thing, I'm not mad though, because Orton and Taker was a better match, and then Batista and Triple H happened. I'm not mad about it at all. I'm mad about the fact that Orton, like Benoit gave Orton arguably his best match to date, up until obviously what we've seen of Orton, but how he got the title and then the build going to it was fucking awful. Like, okay, Evolution turned on Orton because Orton wouldn't give up the belt, and then Orton spits in Triple H's face because that's what he's known for. And then you get Orton Triple H and Unforgiven, and I think Orton was concussed the whole match and couldn't really do anything. Like, was it
matches mixed up?
Was that with the Rumble, or was that Unforgiven?
That was Rumble.
That was Rumble, right? Where Orton got concussed and sandbagged, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It was Rumble. Sorry, Unforgiven. That pissed me off because that was
he straight got jobbed out.
Yeah, that was the chance where you could have had Orton go over, but
Unforgiven was just idiotic booking.
But no, I forget. Didn't Orton get in trouble backstage?
It was multiple times he got in trouble for
Between 04 and 07, yes.
He was a fucking maniac. Okay. Ripping urinals off the wall and shit. Yeah. Okay.
Remember, he's supposed to win in Mania 22 until he gets caught smoking weed, and then he's gone for 3 days.
Yeah, and then the title went to Ray, rightfully so.
Poor Ray.
So Orton and Benoit advance. The next one, we're gonna see if this match actually makes it along. Ken Shamrock and Owen Hart from '98 against The Rock and Booker T from 2001. Joe, I saw your face. You take it away.
I'll do this one because it's two matches. When I seen the Lions Den match on the list, I was like, that's an interesting choice. I hadn't seen it in a while.
It's praised as one of the best matches, but at the same time, it's not praised as so.
But I watched it back recently. It's the most I've enjoyed the match. Never did the match a lot, right? But they're gonna be fair. Until I went back and watched all the old Worlds and SmackDowns on the network,
right?
Like when the network first came out, like that, I realized that I undervalued Ken Shamrock too as a performer.
Yes.
I always loved Owen. Owen had nothing to do with it. That was not Owen.
Owen was Owen. Come on.
Rock and Booker's a good match. I don't think it should have been event. It was what it was. It was Rock's return. But I'll go for the underdog, I guess, in one sense, because I expect to see the match on the list. I'll go with the Lions did.
Wow. Okay. Jason.
Rock and Booker. I will go Rock and Booker on this one.
Pat's like, God damn it. I mean, yeah, to be fair, Rock and Booker should have never main evented that night.
No,
it was Austin Angle, clearly, but again.
That's why my sour me a little bit Rock and Booker.
It's a good match. But it's a good match. And yeah, it just it was just a whole weird thing to begin with.
Yeah, because I don't even think we saw it ever again. That type of match, did we?
No, they brought it back with Black in the next year.
Yeah.
Whatever. But like,
amazing promos.
I mean, with Rock and Booker T, I mean, it was a good match, but I feel like the best part of the match was Shane McMahon getting killed. At the end.
Oh yeah! That clothesline from hell from Bradshaw.
Jesus Christ!
The best part of the match in the match. Yeah.
Bradshaw was like, I'm making Stan Hansen proud, and just fucking killed Shane. Like, literally decapitated him. But Pat, I'm assuming you're also going Rock Booker, or are you going with Lion's Den?
I'm going to go with Rock and Booker here. Yeah, the stand-up moment is Booker or Shane. His head taken off by JBL.
But mind you, the finish of that match was actually fantastic.
Yeah, it was. But it's still the Lion's Den. I've never really been terribly into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's solid wrestling here, but I think just the reaction from the 2001 SummerSlam crowd, and that helps that a lot.
Yeah,
and you got a fine match to boot with it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, maybe it shouldn't have main evented, but I'm pretty sure the reason behind backstage was, let's just send the crowd home happy.
With the Rock.
But put Rock and Booker on last and have the Rock be triumphant to end SummerSlam.
But mind you, it was the Rock's first pay-per-view back, and it was a whole big thing. Like, I feel like the show is really built around the Rock.
Yeah,
if you think about it.
No, yeah,
so Rock and Booker T will make it to the next round. The next one, I will take it to Jason. RVD and Chris Benoit from 2002 against Sheamus and Damian Priest from 2021.
I'm going to go Sheamus and Damian Priest.
You bitch.
There we go. I knew it was going to be
God.
On this
I mean, no, to be fair, RVD and Benoit kind of threw me for a loop because I don't remember them feuding. I feel like it was just a thing. Didn't Benoit just get drafted?
No, well, it was to get RVD. It was to get the IC title back to Raw.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, that's all it was, yes.
Because Benoit got traded to SmackDown.
That's right. Okay.
Match, it was too long a match. They went way too long for what they were trying to do. It's honestly probably the one low point on that show.
Outside of Taker and Test?
I actually like Taker and Test more.
Or are you going to go with Flair and Jericho?
Flair and Jericho's fine also. I actually think that was the weakest match on that SummerSlam, honestly.
Really? Okay.
I did just because of the simple fact that I just felt they went way too long. It didn't work for me.
Back to the fucking Benoit slander, you piece of shit.
No, that was not on Benoit. I feel like that had a lot to do with Van Dam. Like they were trying. I think they were trying too hard. To get him over with a long match, and that didn't work.
Pretty much, they were trying to have him wrestle Benoit, but he couldn't.
Yeah. That's not RVD, and especially what they wanted him to be in WWE. It's like that's not what they wanted him to be.
Yeah.
Benoit was no Jerry Lynn to for Van Dam. Like when they had long matches, it fit.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't fit with that, so yeah. I'm going to go with the other way.
Sheamus and Damian Priest, which was the more of the hard hitting match.
Old Sheamus face mask.
Yeah. Okay, so Sheamus and Damian Priest gets a vote. Pat, what do you think?
Yeah, I have to go with Sheamus and Damian here.
Yeah.
I just saw that match last night. Really good match here. I actually forgot about it.
Really?
I liked it. RV and Benoit, they had a fine match, but to me, it didn't necessarily stand out.
True.
Or Chris Benoit matches. It was just there to me.
Okay.
I got to go with Priest and Sheamus here.
Fair. Pat, Joe, I'm assuming you're going same?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did enjoy RV and Benoit for Raw once, though. A little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's me, obviously. I enjoyed RVD and Benoit, but, like, again, random. I didn't think these two were feuding. Like Jason said, it was just a way for them to just get RVD over, and, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Now looking back at it, it's fair. Sheamus and Damian Priest will advance. The next one, I will give it to Pat. No, it's not Edge. It is John Cena and Daniel Bryan from 2013.
Oh God.
Against Charlotte Flair and Trish Stratus from 2019.
I really do like both here, but to me, there's one match that stands above the other. For me, it's Cena and Bryan. The whole story they used to build up Bryan
Yes.
was fantastic. From start to finish here, where he wasn't necessarily the prototypical WWE star, and he finally got in the ring with what is the prototypical WWE star.
Yep.
And even their little rivalry of Bryan didn't respect Cena because he's a sports entertainer, he's a wrestler. All that stuff was fantastic. The ending, I'll say as of this show, it's good because it puts more heat on the Authority.
Yes.
Annoying very quickly, and Randy Orton.
Yes.
But after that, after that is what it is. It's all. Trish and Charlotte probably is one of Trish's stronger matches in all of her career. Very good match here. I was very excited to see Trish after a while, and I think she pulled up stuff that I didn't know she could actually do.
Yeah.
And most of that relied that she had a Charlotte to work with and not like a Stacy Keibler.
Oh God. Or Tori Wilson.
Or Tori Wilson.
Yeah.
Again, a really good match here, but
yeah,
I think Bryan and Cena are on the short list for the top of all of SummerSlam.
The cream of the crop, yeah. Because I feel like this was a quote unquote dream match with Charlotte and Trish, and I feel like they had to give Charlotte something to do, and they didn't want to give her a mediocre match, so they had to call in Trish. If it wasn't Trish, I feel like it was probably going to be Lita. So.
Well, they're who they call upon.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, who else are you going to call? Molly Holly, Victoria. Like I don't know other notable name that would have been. I mean, you could have called Beth Phoenix, but at the same time, like, yeah, okay, fair. So Cena and Bryan gets a vote. Jason, what about you?
Cena and Bryan.
Cena Bryan, fair. All right, Joe, Cena Bryan. All right, fair. The next one, we have a pair of Seth Rollins matches. Joe, we're going to give it to you. Cena and Seth, since you notably brought that up,
right,
against Finn and Seth.
Okay, now the two Brooklyn Summer Slaves. All right.
Back to back, too, I believe.
And we're getting the rematch.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so 2015.
And yeah, back-to-back years. 2015 and 2016.
2015, I was not there live for. 2016.
Yes.
I'll see that for the end. 2015, I thought Seth and Cena was the strongest match on that card.
Yes.
Let's have the strongest match. You know, Kevin Owens and Cesaro. They're probably my two favorite matches on there, but I think this is more stand out.
Yes.
With that being said, the ending, they kind of sucked the life out of the building itself.
Fucking Jon Stewart.
It wasn't suck the life out of the building because the crowd reacted, but was more, say, confusion. Was this your crowd?
I think the crowd more or less reacted to Cena losing than anything else.
Thankfully, that's the last image they had is Seth pinning Cena.
It's just
being there live for the first ever Undisputed Championship, Universal Championship.
Universal, yes.
There's a good match in there. Obviously, it's Finn and Seth, and I give Finn a ton of credit for working with the torn labrum and all that shit.
Yes.
I'm glad with the creative team we have now that they actually bring that up in their history for next Saturday.
Hence, this is my point, though. I feel like if you want to have this 7 years in the making with Seth and Finn finally culminating at SummerSlam, you need to have Seth beat the one that beat him, which is the Demon. But I'm just saying, he's already beaten regular Finn Balor. He needs to beat the Demon.
Well, that I also think Seth. I also kind of, to me, Seth comes off as heel in this feud when he's mocking Finn's injury. Well,
that is true.
But anywho, the matches are good. The 2016 one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and the issue with this match is being there live, and this is Finn and Seth in a smart town. The one of those smart towns, Chicago, Philly, in New York, is the fact that fans did not care about that match while it was happening.
Which pissed me off because, like,
too, because there is a good match.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, WWE overshadowed that match completely.
yeah.
Where the one thing I will give the 2015 match for Cena is the ending stupid as all hell. It doesn't overshadow the match completely, though, unfortunately.
So
I'm giving the edge to Seth and Cena because I enjoyed the match a little bit more. But I also thought because Seth and Finn, I thought they stole the show that night. And they wanted to get it.
Also, I think what you're trying to play in a factor is that I think the crowd was more hot for Seth and Cena than Finn and Seth.
Sound like an hour or two ago. Crowd does come important, especially when
yes,
and
that is fair.
Jon Stewart very questionable and stupid, but it doesn't affect the match as a whole.
Okay, fair enough. So Cena and Seth
But
gets a vote.
If they get eliminated, I completely understand.
Fair enough. Pat, what do you think?
Probably should have went to Jason beforehand. I probably would have leaned towards Finn and Seth, but I think Joe just talked me into Seth and Cena.
The crowd.
I'm hurt to this.
Yeah. It's a shame, but yeah, Seth and Finn match. They brought it back a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
But first 15 minutes of that match, that crowd was pretty much booing anytime that red, ugly thing popped up on the TV.
Oh, that pissed me off.
Right to be booed.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're both going Cena Seth on this one.
Yeah.
Jason, you're going to agree?
I'm going to go Seth and Cena. The one thing I want to make mention of is that SummerSlam as a whole, it's a very weird SummerSlam because that crowd, I'll be honest, that crowd kind of ruins that show because it's really, really goes to show that, you know, they redid the brand split. They tried all these new things with Raw and SmackDown in the month building up to that SummerSlam. And that SummerSlam was literally that crowd saying, no.
Yeah.
All these new things that you're doing.
Yeah.
It's really the exact opposite of what all these people say online about we want new, we want new, we want new.
Yeah.
They did new and they just rejected it.
2016, the crowd there. Oh my fucking God. That was dead.
Guess what happens?
For 16, 17, and 18 in the same building, 16 was by far the worst crowd.
And guess what happens? And guess what happens by virtue of that SummerSlam?
What?
All of our star fins are working.
Yeah.
We need to call up Goldberg. We need to bring back Undertaker. You know, we need to do all these other we need to put the belt on Brock. Like that.
The crowd in 2016 really ruined it because
it ruined that brand split.
You really had your chance to root for the young guys. You really had your chance to root for the guys that you think are going to carry this company 15 years.
Watch those Raws and SmackDowns heading into that SummerSlam. They're pushing the hell out of Finn Balor. They're pushing the hell out of the young people.
Yeah.
They were pushing the hell out of Ziggler.
However,
they were young people. And then that SummerSlam
However, SmackDown 2016 was by far one of the greatest years for SmackDown.
SmackDown was
bar none. Raw,
SmackDown, they didn't light up.
Raw was fucking nauseating to a point where it was just television.
Jericho Owens carried the show by the end of the
Oh, hell yeah. And then then you had the next year, 2017, which is even worse. But
Jinder was
Hinder.
The next one we have Mahal and Nakamura. I'm kidding.
Oh, man. That should be on here.
Cena and Seth will advance. The next one we have Jason. We'll go to you.
Okay.
Austin and Taker from 98 against. If Brian were here, he'd push this to the moon. Hogan and HBK from 2005.
Well, it's at least advancing one round because I already gave it away what I felt about Austin and Undertaker earlier.
I fucking hated Hogan at HBK. God, so you're going Hogan HBK.
I'm going Hogan HBK. It is, in spite of the overselling, it is still a pretty decent match.
I'd rather go Edge and Storm. Anyway.
I don't know about that. Hogan HBK.
I mean, there's always the option of bringing back an eliminated match, like Punk and Brock.
That's not how this fucking podcast works, Jason.
Well, then you get your Hogan and HBK advancing.
God damn it. All right. Pat.
Those are the rules.
You're going to Hogan HBK, aren't you? You fuck.
First off,
I was actually going to go Taker Olsen, to be fair.
Were you really?
Well, I like Hogan HBK, but I thought Taker Olsen was still a little better.
Taker Austin's fine at the beginning.
Okay.
And then Austin gets
happens and Austin gets knocked the fuck out.
Yeah. Okay.
And then ruins the match.
And also, they were doomed going in.
Yeah.
They had a blood feud going with the Highway to Hell and all the stuff they were doing with collusion and cahoots and all this other shit, where Undertaker's being turned heel. Nah, we're just gonna do a babyface match.
Yeah, it was bad.
What the fuck? Like, no, it's not how this works.
That was your chance to pull the trigger on Undertaker going heel. And
Yes, and then they just convoluted it. Like,
didn't they work the crowd? Didn't they go in the crowd?
yeah,
yeah.
not necessarily going to the crowd. They did do the leg drop spot off the top rope.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say there was some outside work there.
that didn't break because I am the table.
But Pat, you were saying?
Yeah, for me, Shawn and Hogan. Yeah, Shawn gets fed up and just starts overselling everything.
He did not give a fuck in that match whatsoever.
I don't blame him.
He kind of adds to the match.
Oh,
So hilarious.
When you got brother.
Honestly, like that's what like a Hogan heel from the 1980s
yeah,
wouldn't be that far off of.
yeah.
I actually thought it was a decent match and a decent main event for that SummerSlam.
To be fair, I thought Michael should have went over, but that's just me.
Well,
I agree. Yes.
so did he.
But that doesn't work for me, brother. It's the brother man. He
I won
doesn't.
the first match. You win the second. You win the third. Okay, cool, brother. I'll win the first. I'll win the second. I'll win the third.
Okay, brother, I'll win the first, and that's it. No more.
That's how we're gonna do it.
And some lie about he was being picked for being the lead guitarist of Metallica. So
He was also going to buy the UFC too.
Right. And he was also being scouted by the New York Yankees and the Cincinnati Racing Center. So,
Oh, brother. I want to throw up in my mouth advancing this match. But yes, Hogan and HBK advance.
fighting pride fighters.
And you take it and you like it.
Oh, God.
Mr. Sayo made him do.
Yeah.
The next one.
It's called karma, folks, for the previous matches getting eliminated.
Oh, man. All right. The next one, Joe. Undertaker and Mankind from 96
Okay.
against Alundra Blaze and Bull Nakano from 94. Helmed as one of the greatest women's matches of all time.
Yeah, you got me. Yeah, this is where these are two different matches to compare.
Wow.
Gee, that's
the Boiler Room.
I love that match. The Boiler Room Brawl.
Yeah. It's nostalgic for me, and it's a very good match. I remember SummerSlam 96. I won't say fondly, but I remember watching it as a kid. So, and that
96 was a forgettable one.
Yeah, 96 forgettable one. I think overall now, as I'm older, I like Shawn and Vader the most.
Mhm.
So, but I think that is the moment that stays out. Is the pallbearer.
Yes.
For
Okay.
Vader. And Alundra and Bull Nakano, I will say, is a very good women's match, especially for the time.
Yes.
They're two of the better workers, but the division was never taken seriously. Then,
No.
and it's a good match. I want to match SummerSlam too. Like a very good match. Cool
Yeah.
work. But play up against Undertaker and Foley, kind of seems unfair to it. I'm going to Taker and Foley. The boy.
Fair. Jason?
There's definitely cases to be made for both. both matches were better later on and
Yeah.
impressive. I'm going to go with Undertaker Mankind, though, even though in their 96 feud, it's definitely, I would say, probably the 3 matches. Well, no, there's a Survivor Series one that's not good at all.
No.
It's the weaker of the 3 known matches that Undertaker and Mankind had.
They made up for it at King of the Ring.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
King of the Ring one's their best. To me, I think it's the best of the 3.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with that one.
Okay.
The Boys and Bull Nakano is good. They would have a better match a couple months later when Nakano actually wins the women's championship over in Japan.
You're right.
They would have a better match. And then even when they Alundra won it back the night after WrestleMania 95.
Oh yeah.
They had a better match there. So I'm gonna go Taker and Foley, and just so we're all aware, everybody, that's $100,000. Even if we want to loan the women's championship, there. It's $100,000 to have the belt. It's $100,000 if you want to loan the belt.
Okay.
Because I ain't petty like Norfolk Dan.
I will save Pat the despair. Taker and Mankind will advance.
Was there despair?
No.
Pat can have this next one. No, it's not Edge.
Okay.
Edge, I think, is done from now on. So there's no more Edge
until the next round.
Until the next round.
We're in the Lance Storm. We're taking everything.
Yes.
Yeah, Edge and Lance Storm is going to win the whole thing. I'm calling it right now. So,
yeah.
Pat, we have the Brainbusters and the Hart Foundation from '89 against Randy Orton and Roman Reigns from 2014. Which I actually enjoyed that match. I don't know why people shit on it.
I think it's a decent match, but I think also Roman has that. Randy has that, like, in that time period where if he has a match with upper mid carders,
yeah,
hit or miss. Like,
yeah,
they're getting matches with Randy Orton. I guess that's pushing them up a little bit, but he doesn't necessarily always feel motivated.
I felt like with this match, though, I felt like it was a good stepping stone for Roman at the time. And, like, it was the whole weird thing where Roman was feuding with the Authority and all that. But, like, I don't know. I feel like this was a good... It's underrated, but I feel like it was a good match between the two. It was the only match you ever got out of the two. And I don't know. I enjoyed it for what it was. That's because I'm a sucker for the RKO that happened in the match.
I will say that probably was the best part. Where
yeah.
That nice false finish with the RKO.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to make me compare the matches, it's definitely Hart Foundation bringing Buster. So,
yeah.
That's a stronger wrestled match here. And it may not even be like either team's best match from that time period.
No, but it was a fantastic tag match.
Yeah, I will. Yes.
Okay. Jason, I'm assuming you're going the same.
Yes.
Okay.
That was nice. So.
Saves a vote. All right. So Busters and Hart Foundation advance. The next one, I'm going to give it to Joe. Jeff Hardy and CM Punk, since you love giving CM Punk pity votes here, from 2009.
Wow.
Hey, Jason, we know your feelings about Phil, okay?
Oh, Phil, yes.
Hey,
Jeff Hardy and CM Punk from 2009.
I'm just saying match is screwed.
Against what I thought was the best match of that night, Seth Rollins and Dominic Mysterio from 2020.
Okay. Seth and Dom was a good match. Nice debut for Dom. My issue with it,
okay,
I went too long for the story to tell, I thought. Because Dom was just thrust into there from a top guy like Seth. And he was able to almost like go move for move for Seth until the end. Seth fudged.
Yeah.
But like he was really giving Seth a fight. And like if you shave off maybe like 5-7 minutes, I might think of it more highly.
Yes.
And that's funny because the way I think Punk acts professionally is completely opposite of what I think of him as a performer. but it looks like I'm giving Punk favors, but this one I'm not even going to call it favor. I love the whole entire Punk Jeff Hardy TLC feud, the whole entire Punk Jeff Hardy feud. That from 09. That was the highlight of 2009, other than like Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and WrestleMania. For me, that's the standout of 2009. So I'm going Punk and Jeff. No disrespect to Seth and Dom, and
Fair.
So,
Fair.
Punk and Jeff TLC.
Okay. Jason, what are we going with?
I will throw a bone to our old friend Phil, and I will go with Punk and Jeff Hardy.
Philip. Pat, I'm assuming you're also going with Phil.
Not that it matters, but yes, that was. It was a nice end to that feud, which was actually very strong.
Not the end. They had the cage match.
Well, the pay-per-view and
Right.
which actually carried SmackDown for that summer.
Yes.
Which was another very I won't say underrated 3 months of SmackDown.
Okay.
That's
all right.
Made to August. Yeah.
Falls off a cliff.
I mean, Punk and Hardy definitely carried the program for a bit.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So Hardy and Punk will advance. The next one, I'm going to give it to Pat. We have Ric Flair and Mick Foley from 2006 against Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar from 2019.
I am actually thankful that I watched Seth and Brock last night, because for some reason that one doesn't necessarily stick in my mind as much.
Mm-hmm.
And neither does Foley and Flair, for that matter.
Come on, you don't remember the sick bastard Flair that just started blading every single match and not give a fuck anymore?
I really like his TLC match with Edge.
Yeah, and then the fucking great match with the Big Show.
ECW.
Yeah. Flair just not giving a fuck anymore.
Yeah, I got to go with Seth and Brock here.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really strong match here, but it's one of the few matches where I felt Brock at least tried at least a very little bit that doesn't necessarily get that much of a note. It was a weird way of getting there. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh God.
But also, like, if you tell me that Ric Flair and Mick Foley have a match against each other, I prefer it to be in like 1993 instead of.
Fair.
TNA even also made that mistake too.
Oh God.
That's a pick on WWE.
Fucking TNA.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think it's gonna go that far past this round, but I'm gonna go with Seth and Brock.
I mean, it also can make a high case of that being better than the WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Okay. So Seth and Brock gets a vote. Jason, what are you going with?
I'm going Seth and Brock as well.
Seth and Brock. Joe, I'm assuming you're same.
I was barely going with Seth and Brock anyway, but I'm a fan of wacky Flair stuff. But Seth and Brock was good by vote anyway.
Okay, fair. And we're on to the final match of the first round. Yes, first round. Jason, you're going to give us your vote here.
A lot longer.
Yeah. The matchup that was, I guess, shit on the first time we did this, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose from 2014, which was the Lumberjack match, against Taker and Brett from 97.
Okay.
Which, again, another match that was shit on. I don't understand.
Well, some people don't understand wrestling. That's fine. I'm going to go with Taker and Brett. I really like their match. I think even though a month later they had a better match, the one and only.
Yeah.
I did. They always worked well. They always worked well together.
Yes.
And Brett. And yet, even in the inclusion of Michaels and being the bridge to get to the Undertaker Michaels feud, it was really well done. I really do like that match a lot. It's a very good match. Rollins Ambrose is a fun sprint.
I mean, it was like one of the best Lumberjack matches I've seen, in my opinion.
That's kind of damning with faint praise, but that's besides the point.
I mean, it's you can't really say much about Lumberjack matches, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. you can count great lumberjack
Yeah.
matches on one hand.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's where it shines there. But other than that, I'm going to go Undertaker and Brett.
Okay. Pat, what do you think?
I got to go with Taker and Brett here. I thought the lead in and the story and mixing in Shawn Michaels here was actually a very awesome choice.
Okay.
That added to the match and told the Brett and Shawn story, and also created something between Taker and Shawn that we eventually got the first Hell in a Cell out of.
Yes.
And also creating that animosity, it just worked in that atmosphere. And I'll say that maybe it's not Bret Hart's best wrestled match.
Rest on the mind.
Yeah, as you could probably point to other matches where, it's more pure wrestling based that are better there.
Yeah.
But I think there's very few that reach the same amount of drama as well.
Okay, fair. So Taker and Brett will take this one. Joe, you're agreeing?
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Okay. I mean, Seth and Dean didn't make it past the first round the first time anyway. Okay, so that does it for the first round. This went longer than I expected. We are pressed on time here because we do have NXT in about a couple hours. And I feel like if we were to finish this bracket out, I mean, we could. It would push it.
We already gave a good rundown of the matches.
Yeah.
So that was
So you think that it'll be quicker?
I don't have much more to say, like the description of the matches themselves. Just what I comparing now.
I mean, Jason, you think so too? We pretty much.
I think all really the explanation stuff was about who's going to get into the first round. Yeah.
So pretty much at this point going forward, it's just which one's the better match.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just do it. Let's just get into the rest of the bracket. Second round.
I will say that I'm starting to run low on battery on my iPad.
Well, we could move you down there.
All right.
Yeah, we could move to south.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll go as we go. All right. So So we will do this. You guys can hear me still, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's knock it out then. Let's knock these out. Jason, second round. Orton and Christian, Test and Shane.
Orton and Christian.
Even if I wanted a description, I really don't have much work.
Yeah, or Christian, yeah.
Orton, Christian. All right. Joe.
Yeah.
Angle and Ray, Sasha and Asuka.
I'm right. Sasha Asuka's a lone woman's match left, but goodbye.
Okay. Pat, you're in agreement?
Yeah, Angle and Ray.
Agreement.
Okay. And Jason, you're also in agreement?
Yes.
All right. The next one, Pat. HBK and Ramon, Taker and Edge.
Oh.
That stops the momentum.
There's more to Taker and Edge, and yes, this may be sounding biased, but again, it's the end of the feud, Taker and Edge.
Okay. Jason.
Joe, you need to decide, my friend.
Oh, shit. Deciding factor is Joe. Who's he going to piss off? Mind you, your best friend's next to you with the Edge shirt on.
That doesn't split me because I'm honest. And
Pat's going to kick you out of your own house.
But Undertaker Edge is the match I like more anyway. So
I hate
that HBK Rage would get eliminated.
Yeah.
Oh, Pat was about to give him a spear right then and there.
It's on the host, not the debaters.
Yeah.
Don't blame the host, you fucks.
Alright, the moderator. Let us still you.
Taker and Edge advance. The next one, Joe. Brett and Owen, Triple H and Mankind.
I'll get Brett out for me.
Jason.
Triple H and Mankind.
He wants Brett and Owen the fuck out of here. Pat.
Love both matches, but I think a lot more highly of Brett and Owen than I do Mankind and.
Jason's punching air again. Jason's like, motherfucker, this is my kryptonite. All right. Next up, we have Pat. We'll go to you again. Edge and Seth, the triple threat. which was Angle, Rock, Triple H. Just say it. Just say it. Joe. Edge and Seth. Okay. Jason, you save a vote. Jason can take this next one. Austin and Angle, HBK and Triple H.
HBK, Triple H.
Pat, agreement? Everyone's in agreement? Okay. I like this. This is easy. Okay. The next one, the match of the whole tournament. Edge and Storm.
God.
Ray and Dolph.
Well, who has it?
Pat.
Who has it?
Pat.
Who has to take the first pick?
Pat's taking the first pick.
Oh. You think
Edge and Storm?
I'm gonna go Edge and Dolph. Or not Edge.
Ray and Dolph?
Yeah.
Everyone in agreement?
Yep.
God damn it!
Fuck out.
I could. Damn it.
Took me a second to choose against my favorite, but yes.
Fair. Okay. The next one we have Cena and Batista, TLC 1.
Cena and Batista.
Jason took it. All right. Joe?
TLC 1.
Pat.
Yeah, I hate to seem like I'm picking on Jason here, or strong arm two bits to one, but TLC 1.
Hey, don't worry, it happened on the first round of this podcast anyway.
Thanks, man. Leave me to get canceled, you fucks. Anyway. All right, let's see if this survives. Joe. Brett and Bulldog. Cena and Styles. Brett, I'm fucked.
I guess I'll.
It's okay
Hold
to
on.
not say Brett and Bulldog.
Not on me.
It sounds.
It's
I'm gonna go AJ and Cena.
okay. Pat takes the cake there. Okay. Joe, it's okay to not say Brett and Bulldog.
It is okay. But I really love that match. I love AJ Cena, but I love Britain Bulldog slightly more, so I'm going Britain Bulldog.
Jason's the deciding factor.
You already said
I'm going to be fucked. Red Bulldog.
God damn it.
I know, I hate it.
I tried, man. I tried.
All right, Brett and Bulldog advances.
We all can have what we want.
Oh, eat shit. Jason, the next one. Warrior and Rude against the Fatal 4-Way. Which was Joe, Braun, Brock, and Roman.
Well, wait.
Oh.
That was
Yeah. I love Brock getting thrown through the table twice. All right. Excuse me. The next one, Pat. We have Eddie and Ray, Orton and Benoit.
Eddie and Ray, Orton and Benoit. Orton and Benoit.
I'm in
Joe.
agreement.
Jason?
I was going to go Eddie Ray.
Fuck yeah. Orton and Benoit advance. Jason, The Rock and Booker T against Sheamus and Damian Priest.
Sheamus and Damian Priest.
What? You're in agreement?
I'm in agreement too.
Yeah.
The fucking logic's out the fucking window.
What about no. No offense to them, they're probably the most definite match eliminated next week.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right. Pat, Cena Bryan, Cena Seth.
Cena Bryan, Cena Seth, Cena Bryan.
Joe? Agreement?
Yeah,
Jason,
yeah.
agreement? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, please pick smart. Joe, Hogan, HBK,
Okay.
Taker, Mankind.
Take a Mankind.
Pat?
Taker and Mankind.
Thank you.
Damn, I was going to say Hogan and HBK.
No, you weren't. Fuck you. Why would you do that, Jason?
Because I like the match more.
Oh, God.
Well,
Okay.
What do you think though for me?
Jason, this next one's yours. Brainbusters, Heart Foundation against Hardy and Phil.
Man, why are you making me be nice?
Brainbusters and Heart Foundation.
Hardy and Phil.
I'm sorry, just got me.
Jeff and Puck over here for me.
All right, Hardy and Phil. All right, Jeff and Phil. And the last matchup of the second round, I like this quickness. Pat, Seth and Brock, Taker and Brett.
Taker and Brett.
Jason.
Taker and Brett.
Taker and Brett.
I was in room mainly.
Joe's like, I don't even need to pick.
No. They picked the right one. What can I say?
Which I think, obviously, if two against one is obviously this, you don't even have to decide at that point. Sweet 16.
All right.
Orton and Christian, Angle and Ray. Joe.
I'm sorry to work in Christian, but I mean,
You're going Angle Ray?
Well, he's thinking about it.
Oh yeah, my fault. I got caught up because I was limiting the matches for my phone, so I could keep.
It's
up.
okay. It's okay.
I was thinking Orton the wall from it. Orton Christian
Against Angle and Ray.
I'm going to go Orton Christian.
Oh.
Because it's arguably my favorite match of both their careers. So
Okay.
Singles matches for Christian on their careers, but I'm gonna give it to them.
Okay.
I don't bring an Angle. Maybe it's just me being biased. So I was an 8-9 minute excellent opener. I just wish it was a little bit longer.
So based off time and probably more memorable moments came out of Orton and Christian.
But
Okay.
Nothing away. I think Ray Angle's a top 3 opener in company history.
Yeah.
Top 3.
Okay. So one for Orton and Christian. Pat, what are we going with?
And also don't Orton and Christian are getting eliminated.
He's like, let me just say it now.
Just to put it on Jason.
Oh, well, if that's not what you really think.
I can't heavily debate either side because I really do love Angle and Ray,
Mhm.
and I do think Orton and Christian's a very strong match here.
Yes.
I'm not going to be the one to decide here, so I'm going to go Angle and Ray.
Jason.
Goodbye, Orton and Christian.
This is actually pretty easy for me. It's Angle and Ray.
Yeah! Joe's like, God damn it, I tried. Angle and Ray. The next one, Pat. Taker and Edge. Brett and Owen.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Jason's like, this is the chance. Pull the trigger.
This is my moment.
It's on your shirt. Just fucking say it.
Owen and Brett.
Whoa! Joe?
I love Brett Ellen. I love the Cell War. No Taker Edge.
Jason, pull the trigger.
Boom.
Taker, Edge. Okay. Jason's like, thank God.
The fact that I picked Taker and Edge and not the person wearing an Edge shirt.
I put Taker Edge is a stronger cell match than Brett Ellen is a cage.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, that's
The overall cage aspect match.
Yeah, it's only like this close.
Fuck the big blue.
It's just the same match, just with a roof. Okay.
Yeah.
The next one, Pat, Edge and Seth,
Yeah.
HBK and Triple H.
And this is where the edge matches start going.
Yes.
On Triple H.
Agreement. Okay.
Yep.
Jason. Actually, no. Pat. Ray and Dolph. TLC 1.
TLC 1.
Joe?
TLC 1.
Okay, so Edge is still alive. Edge is still alive for now.
Still alive, yeah.
All right, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Brett and Bulldog, the Fatal 4-Way.
Brand Bulldog.
Joe.
I'm with Jason Byrne Bulldog.
Yeah!
I agree.
Where's Brian's Iron Sheik impersonation when you need him? God damn it. Break his back! Make him humble! Oh, God. Okay. Pat. Orton Benoit, Sheamus, and Damian Priest.
close for me, but I'll still probably go with Orton and Benoit.
Okay, Joe.
I'm in agreement. Orton Benoit.
Holy shit!
No, I agree with them.
Orton Benoit didn't even make it this far last time. Holy shit!
Because we can think
Yeah.
logically.
Logic. I love it. Oh, brains. Joe, Cena, Bryan, Taker, Mankind.
Cena Bryan.
Pat.
Cena Bryan.
Cena Bryan. Okay. That didn't even make it far last time. Okay.
Huh?
It didn't.
Okay.
I think it lost to Ray and Eddie, to be honest with you. Okay, the next one, Jason. Hardy. I actually put Phil on this bracket. Hardy and Phil against Taker and Brett.
One into you. Hardy and Punk against who?
Taker and Brett.
Damn it. Why do you make me be nice to Phil today? Hardy and Punk.
Agreement?
Agreement.
All right. Now it's going to get tougher from here because we're in the Elite Eight. Oh boy. Let's see if I'm actually going to see if HBK and Triple H keep their title because I'm sick of them winning every bracket. They've won at least like 4 brackets this whole fucking podcast, and I'm sick and tired of it. They won the SummerSlam. They won the greatest pay-per-view match of the 2000s. They won fucking, what was it? Probably the best video. No, not best video package. That went to Rock and Austin. That they won, I think, the best. No, I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was one of the another bracket they won, and I was pissed. Okay. Angle and Ray, Taker and Edge. Pat.
Taker and Edge.
Oh, fuck you. Joe.
Sorry, Taker Edge.
No. No.
I was trying to get Angle and Ray.
No. Okay.
Sorry.
Pat. HBK and Triple H. TLC 1.
Oh, God.
Remember, Pat. Logic. Don't do it.
H.
Okay, Joe.
TLC 1 for me.
You fuck. Jason.
Did you want to eliminate it?
Jason.
Logically, I'm going with HBK and Triple H.
Yes, here we go. All right.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Didn't you want Shawn and Triple H eliminated it? You can say
I want them eliminated, but not the TLC 1. All right.
Edge and Lance Storm should eliminate them. Now you This is what I mean. The brackets aren't put together.
All right. Joe.
Shitting on him in his own show, man.
I
That's
know.
low.
I'm an ass.
It's okay. Joe. Brett and Bulldog. Orton Benoit.
Sorry to work in the wall, but Brett and Bulldog.
Jason.
Britain Bulldog.
You
play up against
All around. I agree.
You motherfuckers.
What is God? We didn't screw it like the previous edition.
It's okay. It's okay. It's logic. We're thinking logic. I got it. I can't think like a Mark. I gotta think logic. Okay.
This is a new version of the podcast.
Yes, new updated version. I got it. Pat, Cena, Bryan, Hardy, and Punk.
Cena and Bryan.
Jason.
Cena and Bryan.
I was in agreement.
We're in the final 4. Holy shit. First matchup. Pat. Taker and Edge. Taker and Edge versus HBK and Triple H.
HBK and Triple H. I've chosen against Edge matches before against that match, so.
Wow. Joe?
I chose that matches over Edge matches, so.
I love both, but I'm sticking with rooting for the South. I'm going to take her Edge.
Jason.
I might take her Edge.
lightsaber.
You're the deciding factor. You're going HBK, aren't you?
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with it being in the finals one more time after me.
I have a feeling I know what you guys are going to pick here. I have a feeling because the next matchup is Cena, Bryan, Brett, and Bulldog. Jason.
Brett Bulldog.
Joe.
I'm down Bryan Cena.
Pat?
I'll strong arm Jason here. Bryan and Cena.
I legit thought all of you were going Brett Bulldog. Holy shit.
I said before that.
He just said he wasn't as big a fan as we are.
It's a great match, but I don't think it's Brett's greatest match.
It's not even that. I honestly think it's too overhyped to be the greatest SummerSlam match of all time. Like, top 3 maybe, but holy shit. Okay.
It's up there, but it's not my favorite.
We're in the finals. Jason, you're going to kick us off, and I know you're going to piss me off. Cena and Bryan, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H.
Well, since my choice got eliminated, I have to yes and facts. Go with Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Pat? You know what? No, Pat, you're the deciding factor. Joe?
Well, I'm not surprised that the final 2 are matches from the 02 and 13 SummerSlam.
Yep, 2 of the greatest SummerSlams.
You're right.
Now, mind you, you have to think a lot about this, like the build, the aftermath, the match itself.
That's why I'm silent while we're on 12% on the iPad.
But that's the thing. You can't even consider crowd because crowd was hot for both matches.
Right, crowd was hot. The build was strong. The aftermath is wonky for both.
If you want to talk about memorable moments, I think they both equal out.
Yeah, they do. But I think I know what Pat's going to pick, and I'm going to give the vote to Bryan and Cena though, just because I love the whole story of Cena putting over that, and the pro wrestler beat the sports entertainer guy. But and Cena has work to boost on that night too with Bryan.
That's true.
I'm down Bryan and Cena.
Pat.
I'll actually say, like, before I even thought this, I thought I knew what my favorite match would be, but like comparing these 2, it's difficult. Like Ann and Joe just said that it's almost the same thing.
Yeah, they're very similar.
Excellent match, great build up.
Mm-hmm.
Wonky as hell aftermath.
Now, here's a factor I'm gonna throw in: the after match aspect. There's
they both have it too with the sledgehammer.
And to be fair, Triple H was a part of both moments.
Right, he was. And then the
Hunter. With Orton cashing in and Triple H with the sledgehammer to the HBK. I mean,
here's my differentiation between the 2.
Okay.
One post match, with the sledgehammer shot and Michaels is laid out and
yes,
that. It's like, okay, that's just building up to the fact that he's going to have another match. He's going to get his revenge. Cena and Bryan, as great as it was, the Triple H involvement in the Orton cash-in led to 7 months of hell. With the authority.
Okay. Because this has been said before on this podcast. Do we want to think that the Orton cash-in overshadowed the Bryan Cena match?
I'm one of those people that unfortunately does think it does because of what they did after even that. If you did the Orton cash-in event, it's not the constant let's make Bryan look like shit and not even factor him in until other shit goes down, with Punk and everything like that.
Okay.
It's like if that doesn't happen, Daniel Bryan doesn't get that moment. He does not get that moment.
Fair.
Like you did all of that for nothing. If staying away in circumstances don't happen the way they do.
I feel like the Orton cash-in could have been saved.
Yeah. And I think that's what hurts, at least with Michaels and Triple H. Yes, they do have the post-match where Hunter lays him out the sledgehammer and you think Sean's done again, and it's leading to him coming back.
To Survivor Series, yeah.
Yeah, but that's all that is. It's just doing that, and then the good guy gets his,
revenge. But that's another messy aspect, though, because with Cena and Bryan, the aftermath that happened with Orton, you still had Bryan in that picture feuding with Orton. When Cena was the non-factor. He was literally just there to give Bryan a rub and just take off due to injury, because Cena was injured in that match.
Yes, with the elbow.
Elbow.
Mind you, with Triple H and HBK got hurt after the match, and I believe, I think they brought it up in like the one of those specials on Peacock, that didn't they do it right in front of Sean's mom?
Yes.
Yes.
Like she was in the crowd. She held Triple H tight and said, "Be careful with Sean."
Yeah. It was one of the Ruthless Aggression documentary.
Thank you. That's what it was. And Shawn Michaels, after he got hit, just took a break.
Right.
And Triple H was feuding with Kane and RVD, and then leading into Survivor Series. And then that's when Shawn comes back.
Right.
Whereas Bryan and Cena, it was more consistent. At least with Bryan.
For 2 months.
2 months. But at the same time, HBK had I don't know. I really want HBK and Triple H to...
It really boils down to how much you think the Orton stuff plays into what you think of the match.
It's just the story. The story works out for both.
One was planned, one was unplanned.
Pat, you got a hard time here.
There's one thing that I'm coming back to that I think is the deciding factor for me.
Sure.
Bryan wrestling Cena ended up putting Bryan in his certified main event spot.
Yes.
You think more of Bryan going into that match than you did before the match or before even the feud started.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the thing that's popping, like, just is in my head.
The fact that Cena handpicked Bryan?
Cena handpicked Bryan, put him over cleanly.
Yeah.
For that match.
And mind you, we get the knee from Bryan for the first time, because Cena never taps.
Right, you do. But then again, like I brought up in the first round for Shawn and Triple H, I grew up with that match.
Yeah, nostalgic effect.
My aunt is actually a huge Shawn Michaels fan, and it was just a big deal. He was coming back. Like every time, like they were the reason I could watch wrestling. So anytime we talked about wrestling, she brought up Shawn Michaels coming back.
Yeah, fair.
So that's a big deal going into it.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Now, another fact. This is me just being bold. I feel like Cena. Bryan should have made Cena tap. If you really wanted to make Bryan that next guy, and you really wanted to have that shining moment, I feel like Bryan should have made Cena tap with the elbow injury.
I'll play along with that because they even had the out if they wanted to because of the elbow.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah, that I could play along with.
That, or they could have. No, actually, no, that would have ruined it if they had Cena pass out. But I feel like Cena should have tapped. But instead, they had the clean pin. I get it. But to me, I feel like if you really wanted to make Bryan that guy, Cena with the elbow injury, that would have really played a factor. Yeah. But it's hard because both matches tell the story how it is. And we can't even say it was Shawn Michaels' first match back because he had a first match in fucking his wrestling company in 2000. So
yeah, but how many people actually do?
I watched it when I was 9 years old.
I mean, it's on YouTube now, and To me, it's not that
Yes.
great,
It
but
was on the church channel.
yeah, it's not that great, but yeah.
Got to slam Andre.
No, I know.
Not even like 10 years
I know.
before that.
Hogan's it's not even Hogan's first time slammed on.
No.
Yeah, he lies to you. We know.
Oh man. Jason and Joe said their arguments.
Yes.
I've said my input. Pat, you have a decision.
You did say he had it.
I do have it.
Right.
Okay.
There we go. We're about that one.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Fuck. Okay.
Actually, it was you that put the nail in the coffin.
Motherfucker, I should have kept my mouth shut.
You brought up something
Oh,
that Daniel Bryan could have been put over even more
The tact.
with the tap.
Motherfucker!
And
I'm
you
not-
even brought up like,
I'm not-
oh yeah, because
I'm not gonna lie. You even had me change my mind.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Motherfucker. I should have just kept my mouth shut. God damn it. Aunt, you're the moderator. Fucking keep your mouth shut. God. You see, Jason? I fucking bite my own ass here. God damn it. So HBK,
there's only ways to bring back over matches at Gala.
we're not bringing back matches, Jason. We're not going to make that a rule in this fucking podcast. Oh, by the way, we're bringing eliminated matches back into fucking contention. No, that's not how this works.
I think
It works in WWE.
It works in WWE, but not on fucking tourney time. Oh, by the way, Edge and Storm, we're going to replace that with Punk and Brock and have this be the finals right now. God damn it. No.
Be upset about it.
If I had to, Taker and Giant Gonzalez is the fucking winner.
Like 5 minutes ago, I was leaning towards Bryan and
Until I said the tap out.
I literally said out of my mouth, the thing that I'm coming back to
This Brian was
is that Bryan. This is where Bryan gets his certified main event spot.
Yeah. But
Congratulations.
I had foot and mouth condition, and I just fucking said Brian should have made Cena tap. Yeah, okay. God damn it. Either way, Orton, it would have been overshadowed by Orton. So
That's fair.
Sure.
okay, so keeping their title, HBK and Triple H is still helmed as the greatest SummerSlam match of all time.
I will say there was a few matches that got omitted from this bracket.
Which ones?
A little honorable mention.
God.
1-2 Free Kid and Hakushi from SummerSlam 1995.
Somebody else probably said that. I said that all fair.
John Cena and Edge from 2006.
I got shit on for putting that last bracket along with Cena and Orton from 07.
That would have been my ever one. That would have been my ever one.
Bracket, right?
Huh?
You realize who's going to be a part of this bracket, right?
Yeah, I know. I know. I also got
Brock and John Cena from 2014 on this list.
no. I actually helmed that as one of the. See, that was helmed as one of the worst SummerSlam matches.
Well, those people don't know what they're talking about.
What was it?
Brock and Cena.
What?
What?
Yeah. At the same time, I also got shit on for putting Kevin Owens and Cesaro the last bracket, which I enjoyed that match. I don't know why it was shit on.
Well, those people were weird.
Well,
Again,
those
I also gave Daniel Bryan and Wade Barrett the rub too. So, and I gave Daniel Bryan and The Miz the rub too. But
From SummerSlam 2018, that one?
yeah, I enjoyed that match. But
I also would have said Becky and Bianca from last year.
Yeah, Becky and Bianca would
Okay.
have made it. Yeah.
for 26 seconds.
No,
Oh no, that one, the
No,
2022, the rematch. Right. You're right.
The one that stole the show. Or the
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stuff
I also didn't put in Logan Paul and The Miz. I didn't put in.
actually make an argument for that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I had to root for Edge and Storm here, man. I had to root for them. Maybe because like it's nostalgic effect, and I personally enjoy that match. I don't know. It's just
No,
it's one of the few Edge matches that I enjoyed. So, plus I honestly think Lance Storm is criminally underrated, and he should get his flowers. So,
that I agree with.
I think, I mean, I'm glad one match. I did enjoy the match, but one match that didn't make it was Tajiri and X-Pac.
Which one? Is that one?
01. That match was pushed heavily in the last time. Because I had to sub out. Which match did I sub out for Tajiri and X-Pac? I think it was Cena and Edge. I had to sub out for Tajiri and X-Pac.
I'm down.
Calm down, Pat. At least Taker and Edge made the final four. It's okay.
Yeah, thanks to me.
Yeah.
And Brett and Bulldog went further than what I thought. It's okay. So the winner and still, God damn it, HBK and Triple H is the greatest SummerSlam match of all time again.
Well, I mean, my vote would have been Brett and Bulldog, but hey, it's okay.
I know. It's okay. I mean, I wouldn't have picked Brett and Bulldog anyway. My pick was gone first round.
Who was yours?
Punk and Brock.
Here we go back to what I just said.
Hold on, what did you put it up?
I had to make it tough for y'all. I'm sorry. If I switched it, it would have probably been a different story. But yeah, I had Punk and Brock.
That's why we have this great thing called karma.
God damn it! I had foot and mouth condition. God damn it!
All
right.
You didn't bring Punk and Brock back. You said your piece to sway the vote, and
yes,
really helped the cause.
So that does it for the greatest SummerSlam matches of all time. With this new cast of people on Tourney Time, this is going to be very, very interesting going forward. Knowing that logic is finally going to come into effect, this is going to be very, very interesting.
Maybe for the good.
Maybe. We will definitely get into it the next time we are all together, and I'm going to announce the next bracket here. The next one we're going to touch up into, which I think I lightly brought up to Jason before, the greatest women's wrestlers of all time.
Okay.
I will send you guys the list of wrestlers. If you have substitutions, let me know beforehand. Do not be afraid to let me know and say, hey, I'd rather this person than this person. It's fine.
As long as Eva Marie and Cameron make it, I'm good.
What?
It's okay. We're going to... Lana is definitely on that list. I got you. So...
Can't forget about my whole Nia Jax.
Well,
you can't forget about Pat's favorite, Summer Rae. Can't forget about that.
Yep.
WWE legend.
this is going to be all-star rocket.
WWE legend, Summer Rae. Yes. And we can't forget about fucking Jason's favorite, Oksana. We can't.
My favorite Lithuanian.
Man, when I think about greatest women's wrestling of all time, man. Geez.
Yes. So we will break down the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. Actually, let me rephrase that. The greatest WWE women's wrestlers of all time.
I'll see now.
Okay.
Because when we talk about the greatest overall women's wrestlers, we will get to that eventually.
Damn,
But
Britt Baker won't make it.
Britt Baker.
DMD.
The greatest WWE women's wrestlers of all time, because last time I got really foot and mouth because we really just did greatest overall wrestler of all time.
Okay.
And that was controversial enough. I think that's what split up the podcast, but that's okay. Yeah. Opinions went wild.
Yeah. Yes. So
I mean, if you want to get a chance to listen it back, you'll understand.
okay.
But yeah, safe to say the greatest WWE wrestler was the same as the greatest overall, which was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
Yes. I'd might say it's just hear it back if you want to go check that out.
Okay.
That was our 100th episode, which was Jason likes to throw karma into the mix. That's what ruined, or not ruined, but that's what split the podcast. So logic did not come into effect. So
Why color me surprised?
yeah. So yeah, stay tuned as we break down the greatest women's wrestlers of all time with Joe, Pat, and Jason. I'm loving this new cast of characters for this podcast. Be sure to check out our sponsors, Optivist Crew, Coffee Over Cardio, and Boxed Water. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Be sure to check out Turning Time Podcast. We're on all streaming platforms and now on YouTube, so go check us out on there. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. We are not on Threads yet. However, we will be on Threads soon. Follow us on X. Anyway, thank you guys for watching and thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys are enjoyed. Joe, Pat, and Jason, welcome along to this new and improved Tourney Time. I can't wait to join you guys again. And we will see you guys next time on Tourney Time Podcast. Holy fuck.